That shit scares me. The beard trimmer.
Yeah, no, that like it went as
Why?
I am a person that using a guard.
Oh, I don't use the guard. That's good. Wild, baby.
My dick skin, like as I was coming up, right,
Sure.
off the balls, right?
Yes.
My dick skin got caught in it, and just a deep gash,
A divot?
about that long,
Yeah.
up the base of my shaft.
Did you not make yourself hard beforehand?
Yes,
Yo, you did.
yes.
And you still had excess
Yes!
skin?
I wasn't
skin.
totally hard. You have to sit there.
Yeah,
and
sure.
No,
Sure, sure.
you have to be hard.
Like
Yeah.
it's like
Brock,
okay.
that skin has to be taut.
I went a
Yeah.
little. What I'm getting at,
Yeah.
Lucas,
Uh-huh.
is that I tried. Okay,
Okay.
I tried. Things happen. You know, it didn't. It wasn't.
It should
completely
stay
firm.
up. The vibration of the thanks
is
to our new
science.
sponsors, Lawnmower. The vibration of the thing should help keep it up.
It didn't. Okay, and it hurt, and it was so mortifying that I honestly thought that I was going to have to go to the hospital
Yeah.
Sure.
to get stitches
On your ding ding.
Yeah.
on my peen.
I'm not hard for that process. I can't be. What in this situation is exciting?
Yeah, I'm
me?
with him about that.
No, you don't. You know, the situation's not exciting you. You gotta
try.
Yeah.
Well, I can't. I look. I'm an older man. I'm not what I was. It needs encouragement now.
This was
He's
years
grown
ago.
lazy.
Is this a Hims ad all of a sudden?
No, it's fine when it needs to be. But like, hey, I'm going to shave you. It's like I'm not getting out of bed for that.
We're going on 8 years since this happened to me.
Yeah.
8 years.
My-
Scarring.
Still afraid?
I'm okay with shaft because I do lots of pulling to get it taut. That's sort of my method, like a barber sharpening.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the
The
thing.
little belt.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's me with my parts. I just pull them taut
Yeah.
to get in there. That's my method, and that works. However, because of my scrotum
Okay.
Yeah.
being so skin ridden.
Skin redden?
Yes,
Yeah.
so full of
That's an
skin.
awful way of describing that.
The
couldn't
little
describe
fold,
that word, dude.
little folds of skin will get caught in the teeth, and that has happened to me. So I do a flyby method now.
Yeah,
I
right.
graze.
Yeah,
we're dusting the crops.
yeah. You can't.
We're not landing.
Yeah, we're not landing.
just flying
We're not going
by.
to skin anymore.
Yeah.
There's no skin fades happening anymore.
Correct. We phase by.
I don't
Yeah.
know why you guys aren't straight razoring. TBH.
You psychopath. That's no way.
I
Absolutely
straight
not.
razor
big?
pubic area.
Just big?
What?
A straight razor?
Like safety guard, single blade.
Yeah.
Straight razor.
Yeah.
I use one.
You
on
have that's insanity.
just on the
do that.
pubic area.
What's wrong with you? You trying to cut? You trying to castrate yourself?
I do
Love
that
the
for
way
all
it
of
feels.
Yeah.
You're gonna love
great.
the way you look.
Wow.
His scrotum skin
Go on.
is like you know how they say like your intestines, if you stretched them out, they're so compacted that if you stretched them out, they'd probably wrap around the world like 7 times.
Yes.
That's his scrotum. But like if you stretched it out, it'd be like, you know those things that you flare out in kids' gyms and they like run under.
Oh, the parachute.
Yeah, the parachute thing.
I love that like to have this knowledge, have this intimate knowledge. That means like that you just have such a photographic idea of
Yeah.
what Austin's
You gonna
balls
forget
look
something
like
like
because
that?
you've seen them so many times.
So
huh?
many
You
times.
gonna forget something like that?
Curtis, I have known him, I think, longer than anybody in this room.
I think so. You've seen him.
I've seen them probably more times than, certainly more than I'd care to see them.
You want to see him again right now?
I mean, if you present them, it's not like we're seeing anything new.
the Shogun!
Hi! God, it still smells so bad, dude.
I'm Curtis,
sorry.
and I missed you guys.
I'm Austin, and I will not be screaming for the foreseeable future because I'm still upset about when I was viciously attacked.
Oh,
You were.
yeah, because you did it bad.
Yeah.
You tried, but you just didn't do a good job. It's okay. Failing is all right. I'm Cody, and I also failed.
Did you? You failed?
Yeah, I failed. I tried to do it the other day. Didn't work.
Yeah, you're a fucking dictator about this.
I
this is my time.
Hey, I'm happy to. I let you do your thing, and the audience, we responded to what you did.
You left me out in the cold.
I could. It happened naturally.
Who was it? Was that Curtis or Austin?
That was not me.
Well, whatever
We'll probably be okay.
The crime against humanity that you
Yeah.
brought into my room, it's still here.
You know, I was thinking.
Oh, you two now? Fuck, bro. We're turning the fan on. The
I'm
fan's
Lucas, and I'm going to throw up.
I was thinking today, why don't we have more women that listen to this?
Oh, God, I wonder.
Just like genuinely trying to figure out.
Sorrel's
It's just a little musty.
You're
Yeah,
burned out from
I'm
yours.
done.
Sorrel's listened to every episode since our day one.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, Sorrel.
Sorrel.
You're
Welcome.
the best.
Welcome back. I
Get
guess.
more women to listen to this.
Yeah.
We want their thoughts and opinions in our Discord.
What are you doing?
Cody, it's okay. It's okay, Cody.
You're gonna rip down
So
that thing.
That's going to come down on our heads.
It's crooked
We're
now.
going to Twilight Zone ourselves.
Asshole.
It was making me nervous.
Why?
Because it's crooked.
Think I'd put you in danger?
Yes.
This is the horror movie podcast. We discuss the films that freak you out
It's been a while.
and the friendships that are maybe even freakier.
Yes.
And the farts that are even freakier, I guess.
Yeah, are we keeping the fart or are we cutting the fart?
The yours?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
might
might not have heard it too much.
It sounded like it hurt.
I think it was loud enough off mic that it's funny.
Great.
I mean, they're
Good.
always funny.
It
but-
looked-
If it's funny, leave it.
It
Yeah.
looked like it hurt.
No, I feel better now.
We'll turn it off eventually, but we have at least 20 minutes of this.
Start the timer.
Oh, wait, can we hear that though? Is that in the audio?
Yeah, it's so bad. You gotta turn it off.
Like a jet plane in here.
Yeah.
Turn the gain down,
It's
then,
like
bitch.
we're on a tarmac.
I know. You know how
Coming to
you
you
have
live from the tarmac.
holding for sound because a plane goes overhead.
Stop farting. You guys did this.
I don't know.
See?
We get through it.
You know what? I don't believe in fascism outside of this room.
You don't?
No.
But in this room,
In this
You're
room, I
fully-
am rule.
see,
I am rule.
I am the rule.
Yes.
Can I tell you guys about the crazy haunted things I did over the weekend?
Please.
Yeah.
Please do.
Okay. So Sorrel and I went on a very wonderful road trippy type weekend where we stopped in Vegas. We stopped at the Hoover Dam. We stopped at the Lake Mead. We stopped at Zion. And we went to this ghost town
Calico.
named Grafton first.
Oh, you went to Grafton. Cool.
Yeah, in Utah. And Grafton only has like 4 buildings on it. Big piece of land. Only 4 buildings on it. 1 church school thing and then like 3 houses. I'm already freaked out. I tell her right off the bat, like, I don't do this. I don't like the real stuff.
Yeah.
I like the horror. She's like, "Come on, you're the horror movie guy, right?" And I'm like,
yeah, fucking
"It's all
movies."
pretend. It's all pretend. There is a wonderful, safe screen
Yeah.
in between me and the horrible shit. You are making me dive into it." So I'm like, okay, I can fucking, and I'm reading the little poster board about the town, and much of this town died from a Navajo Raider massacre thing. So I'm like, cool. So a bunch of people died here. Cool,
Violent
cool.
history.
Yeah. So the first house we go to is the Wood family house. I open the door. I'm already freaked out. So I go, hello, Wood family. As I take 2
Like Extreme Makeover.
I take 2 steps into that house and the door just goes whack. And I'm like, ah! And I fucking fell over. Sorrel's laughing her fucking ass off. I didn't see that they like spring loaded the door.
Oh,
so that
hell yeah.
So that as soon as you walk in,
great.
you just go.
Oh, that's great.
That's
so,
fun.
do they advertise this as being like a haunted thing?
No, it's just a ghost town. They just
Got it.
it's
So the
just-
spring-loaded thing was
maybe
not.
to just keep the door closed, like
yes,
an actual
it's just
practical
for
thing.
that. It's
yeah.
a practical. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just afraid.
I'm
of
just
things.
I'm just a dummy that didn't notice it, and as soon as I said hello, Wood family, whack. And there is a cemetery in Grafton, and of course she wants to go to that, and that cemetery, unfortunately, was mostly infant children. And these types of cemeteries, they're all like kind of above ground, so all of the graves are like piles of rocks and stuff, and all the piles of rocks are only like 2 feet tall. I'm like, I turned to her, I'm like, I don't want to be here. This sucks. This is just a baby cemetery.
Yeah.
This is like the worst thing I could be in. And then we're kind of walking around reading the gravestones and stuff, and she screams. I look over, and there's a fucking 6-foot snake burrowing its head right underneath the gravestone of one of these people.
What
And
kind of snake?
I don't know. Do you think you could tell? It looked
looked like
brown.
Cody, identify the snake, please. I thought it was rattle.
I think it was definitely a rattler.
I don't. Can rattlers not have rattlers?
Did it not have a rattle?
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
they can fall off.
Yeah, they can, but
My rattle fell off.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of me, guys.
That'd be weird though if the rattlesnake didn't have its rattle
No.
in the baby cemetery.
No rattle.
That is
was a
the
good one.
That's the best place for it to have a rattle.
there's no rattle in that snake.
Yeah.
Is
The
it a
ghost baby
rattlesnake?
stole it.
It might not be a rattlesnake.
I said so. The name on this headstone is Alonzo Russell, and I literally went Alonzo, and the snake went what? And like it went.
Oh, he's the snake now.
yeah. I
he
guess he's
became the snake.
He became the
Dude,
snake.
Why don't we
that
go back
snake
to his grave?
is literally living in that grave.
That's awesome.
That's the worst thing. That's a curse.
That's
cursed
awesome.
stuff,
That's
right?
awful.
I'm going to ensure that
Alonzo
happens
did
to
some
you.
bad shit.
You should have killed that snake. Oh no! Edit that. Sorry. Somebody's gonna get mad about that.
That's
About
a
what?
ghost
me
snake.
saying kill the snake.
That's a ghost snake.
Who's gonna get mad about that?
Cruelty to animals.
Well, if they are mad about that, they should tell us on our Discord. Well, we got to capitalize on this rage bait. That's all the internet is rage bait. If you're mad at us, tell us. on
Tell 'em where to
Discord
tell us.
For $3.
Just spend $3 and you can talk to us all day about how dumb we are.
On Patreon. Or you can spend $5 and watch our dumb faces on our videos and get really mad watching our faces. Or you can spend $8 and get the exclusive extra content that'll make you so extra mad that you'll want to come to our house and murder us. And maybe you can for $12.
You get access to our writings,
Yes.
our full length articles, our shudicles.
Yes, I'm
Which-
hard at work at mine.
Are you? Oh, good.
It's almost done. I'm going to
Good.
finish it and then refine it so I'm less like a crazy person.
Outstanding.
And then
Oh,
that'll
hell yeah.
come out in a couple weeks. Well, I don't know when. That might be out after this is out. I don't know. Didn't you like
It's
it?
before.
Uh,
It'll be out already.
don't you like my article? I wrote it and it's so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I believe, Lucas, you're coming next.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm also going to write an article next.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And what else did you see that was haunted?
And then on our way back to LA, we stopped at Calico, which is a ghost town just outside of Barstow.
I thought it was at Knott's Berry Farm.
So this place was bought by Walter Knott.
Walter Knott?
Walter Knott of Knott's Berry Farm.
That can't be right.
Wow.
I think that's his name. He bought this place.
It's really frustrating. His name's not like Sheep Shank or
A ship.
yeah,
Ship
yeah,
rope.
yeah.
Sailor.
Slip.
Slip.
Old
This is my boy Slip.
That's a pretty good place for Slippy the Clown, though.
That is a very good place for Slippy the Clown.
If you want to experience another creepy one, go to Ballarat.
Where's that?
They fought that in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, how do I describe this? It's if you're at Red Rocks.
Is that Bert who wrote
No, that's
the
a
songs?
dancing rodent.
Bert Ballarat?
Ballarat? If you're at like Red Rocks in California, and I guess maybe it's between Red Rocks and Lone Pine, I think. And if you go east on this long road, there's a little ghost town out there that's really fucking creepy. Me and Ryan
Oh, cool.
went there when we were kids. They have They allegedly have Charlie Manson's truck.
Didn't we stop?
Charlie Manson and Tex Watson's old truck. Yeah.
We stopped
Wow.
somewhere.
We
Or not
stopped
Tex
like
Watson,
around
Tex,
Lone Pine.
Cody, what's the one on the way back from Tonopah, Nevada?
Way back from where?
Tonopah, Nevada.
Your what hurts?
Tonopah.
Tonopah.
I don't know.
We stopped at a ghost town on our way back.
Yeah.
Tonopah.
Tonopah's a ghost town.
Tonopah. We should do a Shudcast. Go back to the Clown Motel.
It's too commercial now.
I know it became too much of a
That's a
thing.
bummer.
I know we got it in before it was good.
Yeah.
We should go somewhere else in Tonopah. Like some guy's house that's 100% haunted.
Yeah.
The people there are wild, wonderful people. But we stopped at a ghost town on our way back, and I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah. It feels like it was close to Lone Pine, though. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, if there was an old man, when I went with Ryan, there was an old man that didn't have legs, sitting in a wheelchair outside,
Would've
drinking some clear liquid out of a mason jar.
Yeah.
And inside, they were showing us their hunting rifles that they have,
Hell yeah.
like hanging in the museum. And I was like, okay, I think I'm cool.
The
Once I saw a
museum?
black cat walk by, I was like, I'm good. I'm gonna go stand outside and try to sneak a cig. Walked outside, and this old man's like, "See that truck over there?" He points to this old decrepit truck. Goes, "Charlie Manson's old truck." And then I was like, "Cool, Dad, let's go.
I don't want to go.
Let's go."
Makes sense. I bet they because Lone Pine Courthouse is where they brought
Yes.
Charlie Manson in.
Yes,
right?
it is, yeah.
I bet that's like a silly little tourist attraction for the whole
It might be.
surrounding 25 miles.
Is that where
It's
like,
not like there's a sign about it though, or anything.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they,
yeah.
They,
I mean,
or at least they didn't. There wasn't one in like 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird, creepy place. I don't. What are we doing? We can just look up where it is.
Nah.
No, this is better. This is like the old times.
Yeah. I love the old times.
When you just have when we have an argument with someone the last
Yeah.
days
Yeah.
because there was no way to figure out.
No way to know who was right except for who
Yeah.
won the fist fight.
Yeah. Like they're not in this movie. Yeah, they are. There was no possible way to figure it
It
out.
is. It is essentially exactly where I said it is,
Oh, good.
which means that I have a weird memory. Yeah, it's like if you're on the way to Death Valley, you can get to it pretty easily.
Nice.
Did you see anything else that was creepy?
There was a very racist mannequin of a Chinese man.
Oh.
They
Yeah, with
called
the
him
glory hole?
differently. They referred to him in the audio as Chinaman. Still, because I guess Walter Not gifted this park to the state, so now this is a state-run thing.
And they're calling it
And
a
it
Chinaman.
looks, yeah, they're calling it a Chinaman.
They're trying to. They're like you listen. They try to edit in us. Try to spin. Now here we have a Chinese man.
The look of that mannequin is monstrous.
Oh,
It is.
monstrous.
That was something.
Well,
It's something.
I don't.
dude.
I'm gonna relook at it because I didn't. I was too distracted by the sign next to
$65,000 glory hole.
$65,000 glory hole.
That's how much a glory hole is with a minor.
You just couldn't help yourself.
The whole time I was there, Sorrel was making minor jokes, and she was like, "Please fucking stop."
Ooh, this picture's he's
Which
rough.
makes you want to keep doing it.
Exactly, because I can see shit.
It's so bad.
It's great.
so bad.
But if you join our Discord, we'll send it
you
to
can
you.
see this picture.
This is they actually went to Madame Tussauds and bought the sloth figure and put a mustache
Put a
on
Fu
it.
Manchu on it.
It's so bad.
Just do up the eyebrows, it'll work.
I mean, I'm not surprised that exists in the middle of California,
Yeah.
especially out there. That's not
I mean,
surprising to me, but like, Jesus, dude.
The scene is accurate. I mean,
Yeah, but you could also make it, I don't know, make the mannequin look, I don't know, not like a fucking racist cartoon character.
I've seen Deadwood. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Switching.
Wow, what else have we seen? Is that what we're on to?
We've also seen movies.
We've seen some films.
Movies. Lucas, would you like to go first? Since
Yeah,
you've been talking?
my list is short. What did I watch?
Ew.
I've watched. I didn't log these, but I watched The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Hell yeah.
That
Hey.
movie fucking rocks.
Does it
Yeah, it
still?
does.
Yes,
I love that.
It holds up so much.
The deepfake video that you made of yourself as Cameron Diaz
Yeah,
is still one of the funniest
it's really
things
good.
that I've ever seen.
great. I'll post it to the Discord. Maybe.
Ooh.
Do
it.
And then what else? What else did we watch? Shit, something not good. Nah, fuck it. That's it. oh, no, it's actually something great. I started
Wow. What a journey.
the show Fallout.
I
Oh,
started that
holy
too.
shit.
I watched
So
the
did
first
we.
one.
Oh my god, that show rules.
Guys, I've never. It almost makes me want to play the game.
That's what I'm
Same.
And I've
saying.
tried to play the game,
Yeah.
and I wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah,
but
I'm-
this show's awesome.
It's just Fallout is just it's so overwhelming.
I
It
was
like-
gonna
that's
say
part of
the
it.
first. Have you gotten past the first episode?
No,
Because
absolutely.
we just done the
oh,
first.
Wait, yes, of the show.
Yeah.
yeah, we're on episode like 7.
Okay, so I've only seen the first one, and I'm very intrigued and very excited, but I also feel very overwhelmed, and I do not fully understand what is happening.
I think it does a good job at keeping the mystery alive, but also inviting you in.
The world is so cool.
Yeah.
It's just so cool. It's really great.
Yeah. Goggins is a star.
Oh, he's the best. He's the fucking best.
So much.
Yeah, Fallout is really cool. I also became interested in the idea of playing the games.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is a really
is something.
Just that like 50s aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
And it's funny, and all the performances are good, like all of them. I was very surprised. Sometimes you get a performance or two in something like this from like an unknown where you're like, it's fine, it's serviceable. But I'm like impressed with everyone.
Nice.
It's great.
Nice.
That Johnny Pemberton guy.
Who's he?
He's the squire.
Oh,
The squirrely
yeah.
little guy. I love him.
Fucking
oh my
great.
god. I love him. He's
Yeah.
he's a stand-up.
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say I told Jess this, and it's not. It's a little hot takey. I think I prefer this to Last of Us,
I think this is
but it's also
This
more
is-
my taste. So like,
this has got my attention. I mean,
Yeah.
this is holding my attention more than Last of Us did for sure.
I can't make a comment. I've seen one
That's
episode.
fair.
And I have
Based on the one, I would disagree. But
Fair.
and I have
see where
not
we go.
watched it, and I don't know if I'll ever have a chance to. But
Even though,
Have a chance
the third episode of Last of Us is one of the best
Oh yeah,
episodes
absolutely.
of television
I'm not
ever.
really shitting on Last of Us. I think it just comes down to taste a little bit.
Yeah.
right.
and also like in hindsight, Last of Us was fine.
Also,
fine.
It was fine.
I think
Yeah.
also just from a pure video game adaptation standpoint, I think Fallout is doing a better job of portraying what the video game experience is like. Last of Us did not do that because he's just emptying bullets into these clicker things where it's like, can I please have him fucking headshot these guys? You know what I mean? Because in the
Sure.
game, you're fucking running over these guys. You know what I mean? Like pop, pop, pop.
Yeah,
I need to.
I mean, it's your point.
I
like, as far
need
as-
John Wickiness in Last of Us a little bit.
Well, and they also didn't do a good job of like all of the cool elements of the video game. I don't think are in the show at all.
Yeah.
Like the scavenging, like making shit out of like random parts, right?
Yeah.
Like they barely touch on that stuff. That's
Such
what's so
good,
cool.
Such good TV. Just people rifling through pockets.
That's fair. That's like
You could make it work, man.
That's fair.
You could make it work.
That's fair.
Anyway, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
cool.
That's it. For
That's
me.
all. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Well,
It's your turn now.
The first thing I watched is also something that you watched that you neglected to talk about, but it was really cool. And
Yes.
three of us,
Yes.
not Curtis, unfortunately, had the joy of
Oh, shit.
watching
Yeah. Sorry.
watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yes,
Oh,
I was there.
at a film club, and that I host with someone else, and Bill Moseley
Yes.
graced us with his
Hell
presence.
He was there. We did
Um,
watch Texas Chainsaw 2 with Bill Moseley
Cool.
It was very
in
cool.
the room.
and
he
sat-
told stories after.
He told stories after, and when I realized that
Stories?
he
He told stories.
yeah, and when I realized that he sat down next to me, like he was gonna sit down next to me to watch the movie, I honestly thought I was gonna start crying.
He kept. It's so funny because Austin and I were behind you, and I thought it was funny because he kept like interrupting your viewing of it to like tell you something. It seemed like, and also he kept looking over at you to see your reaction to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he really?
Oh,
I didn't know that.
God,
Magic.
yeah.
I didn't know
Damn
that.
it.
Fucking
I
really?
could see
That's
him,
the-
like,
Oh,
God.
I didn't know that.
Did
Oh,
you
that's so
break?
cool.
Did you break it all?
At one point, there's one moment in the movie where there's a scene where Chop Top does this kind of like drop from something,
Yeah.
and someone was like, "Damn!" And I looked at him and was like, "Is that you?" Yeah. And he was like, "No."
Yeah.
So I think that's the only time that I broke to talk to him in the middle of
Okay.
the movie.
Yeah. No, I think he was really enjoying how much you were enjoying it.
Oh, really?
I think
oh,
that was
that's
a real
cool.
treat.
He sat
for
next
him.
to the best person for that.
Yeah, 100% did. I clocked it when he sat. I was like, oh, fuck, Cody's happy.
When he's between me, it was me and my buddy Tyler too, and Tyler's a huge horror movie fan. So Tyler was like having a heart attack basically.
Yeah.
After the movie, he was like, "Bro,
Yeah.
it was nuts."
Yeah,
but
he was super nice, too. He said hi to everyone.
nicest guy. But
But he was awesome. And he did mention one thing he said was people often ask him what his favorite role was, and he says it always comes back to Chop Top.
Does it really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
that's like his favorite. It was like his first. Seemed like it was like his first thing, really.
I bet it was so much
First big thing.
insanity to shoot that.
Yeah.
I asked him, I was like, "What's was this just like the coolest fucking set to be on?" He goes, "Nothing like it." You know,
Fuck.
that it was just magic at all times.
What did it smell like? I want to know what it smelled like.
Being next to Bill Moseley or the set?
No, the set. I mean, sure.
Yeah, because we learned like those were all real skeletons.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which I had
It was
heard.
cheaper,
Yeah, it was
Fucking
cheaper, and
hell.
like the big complaint from the actors was that everything smelled terrible
Yeah.
because they were actual skeletons they had imported from I think somewhere in Asia.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Indonesia.
It was Indonesia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
something
my
like that. It was
God.
cheaper to just
Yeah.
import real skeletons
That's so
than
insane.
buy fake ones.
Actually, Curtis, the making of on that Vinegar Syndrome 4K, there's like there's a feature length documentary on the making
I
of
need to just watch
TCM2,
that.
and it is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's outstanding. But that was a very magical experience. That was
That is
very
a
cool.
wild fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was your first time
that's right.
seeing
You
it,
hadn't
right?
seen it, and
Yeah.
neither had you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
What'd you guys
This is my
think?
first time too.
Wow. I'm not convinced I saw it. I'm not convinced it exists.
Yeah.
It just feels like this fever dream thing that's in my brain, and I'm like, that can't be real.
Kind of is.
He can't have holster chainsaws. No, that's
Holster
that's too
chainsaws.
crazy.
God, Dennis
That's like-
Hopper in that is so good.
It's such a wild time.
Yeah, Mandy dropped down 2 pegs
I know. I was like,
out of 100 pegs.
sure.
but the giant chainsaw
Yeah,
fight.
but like just chainsaw fighting. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, You didn't do that? Oh, okay.
Well, I always thought of Panos doing that, or like even the Tarantino scene in the Pulp Fiction scene where they have Bruce Willis just picking up weapons. I always thought that like harkened back to moments from TCM2.
Sure.
Right, where it's just these nods to it, just of like just trash B cinema.
So amazing that it feels like that's what Tobe Hooper wanted to do from the outset. Like I bet if he had his druthers, he would have TCM1 would have been closer to that if he could have, like with the comedy.
I think it's smart too. Like however I feel about it. I don't know if I love. I mean, I'm sure I'll watch it again. I'll see how I feel. I don't know if I love. I was not expecting that movie, so I don't know really how to feel about it. But I think it was smart, if nothing else, to in a follow up to one of the most successful and best and maybe scariest horror movies ever made, to just go, we're going hard fucking right turn. I'm not even going to touch what I did. We're going to do something totally different. I think it's smart.
Well, and on top of that, right? Because like I think we talked about this on the show. Like the intention was for the first one to be a comedy.
Yeah.
Because wearing people is funny. When I was making my speech, like as I was entering the movie, did you guys hear that? There was a girl sitting in the front when I was entering the movie, and I was talking about that fact, and she's like, "Yeah, because people just love, when people are wearing other people's skin. That's so funny." And I was like, cool. Moving on.
We're moving right the fuck along.
I don't think you know where you are right now.
Actually, that's one of the things that I loved about watching this movie with that audience, is because I gathered very quickly that only like maybe 5 of the 20 plus people that were there had actually seen it. So to watch people react to the movie was so cool.
Yeah,
like the girl, there was a row of people in front of me, and all of them, including the co-host, were jumping throughout the movie, or like grimacing.
How'd the jump scare play?
Oh, the jump scare's great.
The jump scare,
dude. Honestly, that's like maybe top 5 jump scares
so
in
good.
a movie of my life.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
It's so
you
good.
remember you jumped. I saw you jump
when Leatherface, like when it's Chop Top and
In the radio station?
yeah, and they're talking, and then the lights come on, and he just it is fucking magic.
Supreme.
I knew there was something going on. Like there's a big dark. There's something's good, but I was not prepared for just.
It's a
Right.
magic movie, and horror comedy might be my favorite subgenre of horror. My only critique is that it just hangs on these like scenes and moments just a little too. It just like kind of beats the joke to death, kind of literally.
I'm I'm at the point with that movie and most of the Texas Chainsaws that I can't actually like objectively critique the movie anymore, because it's just so much part of my id at this rate. That like, and it's particularly TCM2, because I had the same thing where like I put it on, I had no idea that these things were going to happen. I remember I had to buy it off of eBay because I couldn't find it anywhere in Missouri. So I ordered this fucking like shitty used DVD off of eBay. It showed up. I put it in, but I was like, what the fuck is happening? And I remember the first time I watched it, I kind of felt the way that you did, where it was like, it lingers, it's kind of slow at times, there's like a little bit of dragginess, and every time, like, it was like I had that experience the first time, and ever since then I was like, oh no, this is perfect.
I think that might be what my experience with this is going to be, that every subsequent watch it's just going to get better, and then I don't want to leave those moments.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
you know?
I think I will enjoy it more in the years to come now that I know what I'm doing. Like another movie I'll talk about later, but yes, I had fun. I had a lot of fun, Andrew. Do not get me wrong, but it is so wacky. I was not prepared.
No, it is a zany and wild experience.
But I will say the character of Chop Top is goddamn iconic.
It's amazing.
Holy shit! That what he brings to that character for this movie is unreal.
It's the coolest.
Unbelievable. And I'm like, wait, Rob Zombie might not exist without this character.
Dude,
he told a really cool story
this
about
is
that.
just the TCM2 podcast now. I'm so sorry. Yes, what did he say?
He told a really cool story about
This is
that.
a very good story.
So he, in I guess this is probably like the early 2000s, they were doing the Igor Awards at Universal.
I think it's like a company awards thing.
Yeah.
Like a Disney Legend kind of thing.
Yeah.
Got it.
And Rob Zombie was performing, or he was there for some reason. And they had Bill Moseley host the thing dressed as Chop Top.
Amazing.
But in a suit. So he's got the Chop Top vibe, but he's in a suit. And he hosts the thing, and he meets Rob Zombie, and like a week later, his agent gets a call from Rob's agent with a copy of the script of House of 1,000 Corpses and asks him to read it. And That's how he got the
yeah.
character of Otis.
Fuck yeah.
Which is like, and then to your point, yeah, I completely agree. Like, because House of Thousand Corpses, the Firefly family, the Firefly family does not a thing without Bill Moseley.
Yeah.
It's there.
I agree.
But like he makes that. Right?
Yes.
yeah.
The energy that him and Sid and Sherry had on screen
It's
is
perfect. It's perfect too. Like the three of their energies playing off each other is perfect. And Bill's that hyper aggressive thing that he does so well.
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
No one else can do that.
The one question I wish I had asked him was who and when did the idea for the coat hanger thing get made? Was it written into the script, or was somebody like, it'd be fucking really weird and creepy as if you constantly scratched at that thing with the coat hanger?
I thought he brought that up, didn't he?
I don't
or maybe I'm
think
thinking
so.
about the documentary.
It maybe.
If I'm
Do you know
remembering
the answer?
if I'm remembering correctly, I think it's a little bit of both.
Okay. Because just that little characteristic.
It's
that
so
little,
great.
That little tick.
Especially
Yeah, it's
before
great.
you see the thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And he's got the wig
Yeah.
still, and he's just lighting it and then just scratching. Like, what the fuck is happening?
It's so good.
Fuck, that
Damn
movie
you,
rules.
Leatherface!
Movie
Bitch
rules.
hog!
Dog will hunt.
Tupatu.
Go listen to Jerry Was a Race Car Driver.
Yeah. Austin learned taught me this last week. I'd never clocked that.
Yeah, that sample is in that song.
It's great.
That's why I've been hearing that my whole life.
Well, anyway, so that was a very magical experience. We were all very sad that you weren't there, Curtis.
We missed you greatly.
We missed you gratefully.
Thank you.
We showed him a picture of you and said, "Avoid this man.
Yeah.
Never talk to this person.
If you're in Glendale and see this face,
Run."
leave.
Yeah, run. He's tall and imposing. I watched Monkey Man.
Okay.
Monkey Man!
Oh, and?
Watched it at home. It is shocking to me that, for all intents and purposes, this is a superior film to John Wick. It is supremely more interesting in every possible element, and yet somehow I would rather watch John Wick.
Interesting.
I thought
Yeah.
that Monkey Man was like just the depth and the story was so fucking cool and so interesting, and I was hooked on that. But somehow John Wick is so much more exciting and has no depth.
Right.
It has some depth.
Some
depth.
not like Monkey Man though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
The Monkey Man's inefficient. I think that's where we're.
it is inefficient.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't.
It's
It's not great use of its screen time.
On paper, you're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And in practice, you're like, okay.
I think there's a better. I think there's a better version of that movie.
Yeah.
And what we got is already great.
Pretty good.
But I think there's a better version.
Yeah, rad.
I watched Infested.
Oh, so did I.
Verminous.
I almost did.
I could not wait a second longer to watch this fucking movie.
And I think we watched it on the same night.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think, dude?
I think that first half of that is some of the most expertly crafted horror I may have ever seen in my life.
Jarring and unsettling, and
Like truly fucking, like worse
Yeah.
than arachnophobia. You know? It's
no.
it's
Don't
bad.
say.
It's fucking.
well, especially because like arachnophobia is funny.
Arachnophobia
Right.
is funny. This is not trying to be that. This is like, it's very much Attack the Block, but with
Yeah.
spiders.
Yep.
But
Yep.
not as funny as Attack the Block either, because that's
Dude,
pretty
it
funny.
reminded me so much of
What
Attack
about
the Block.
Yeah.
though.
Eight-Legged Freaks?
It's not
No.
Eight-Legged Freaks,
No.
because that's like
That's-
chintzy B movie.
Yeah, that's
like
zany shit.
50s bullshit.
Okay.
This is like hyper modern, trying to fuck you up.
There is a
Yeah.
scene that I won't spoil, but like in the first 45, there's a scene that I'm like, that I when it happened, I think you guys will probably know it. I think I already told you which scene I'm talking about.
Okay.
There's a moment where I was like, that is perfect horror.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's perfect horror. Like it because it's
great.
so simple.
very
What this moment, I unfortunately I think the movie kind of falls apart in the third
I do
act.
as well. It was one of those two where I was so stoked. I was like, this thing is perfect. And then I think the fact that it falls off at all has me going like, oh man.
Yeah, there was
a little bit much because I was so stoked on how good it was
Same.
at that time.
Right.
It might be better on rewatch, and I would buy this movie if I could, probably one day. But like, it's even if it doesn't hold up, it's still doing something fucking interesting the entire time.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to check
I'm
this out, too.
absolutely going to watch this.
Yeah.
It's very high.
You,
on the
I
list.
thought of you so much.
I need it. I need it so bad. I need it.
I had a lovely day to myself. It was much needed after a very hellish week at work, and actually I had 2 days to myself. And I spent a lot of it watching movies and playing video games.
There's a lot of masturbating.
The first thing that I watched was The Sword of Doom,
Fuck yeah.
1966.
More samurai stuff.
Oh, samurai thing?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Kiachi Akamoto. Wow.
Yeah.
What a film, guys. I can't encourage you enough to watch this thing. It's so interesting. The focal point of this movie that it's asking the audience to be centered on throughout is bizarre. I haven't seen something that's done quite like this. Like, it's not something that is completely unfamiliar, but the way that focal point works is fascinating. I won't spoil anything for you guys. It's just really, really, really unique and interesting.
Where'd you watch that?
I rented it, but it's on the Criterion channel.
It's on the Criterion channel.
I need that bitch.
It's great. It's really great.
Then
I just at this point I kind of just want Shudder, Arrow, and Criterion.
That's really it. That's all you need.
I can get rid of Hulu.
That's all you need.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to not give money to these big guys anymore.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with anyone who has an Arrow and a Criterion. Those are good people.
This room!
Those are good people.
I have Arrow. He has Criterion.
I'm pretty sure they're
got you
like
covered,
on
babe.
like those like movie meme accounts
Yeah.
that talk about those are film bro
Yeah.
starter kits.
100%.
Without question. Yeah, without
Yes.
question. Somehow me and Curtis break that mold of like,
Yeah, because we're fucking cool.
Well,
Cool.
fuck you trying to say?
nothing.
Get out!
I've seen Wolf of Wall Street 189 times.
Sell me this pen.
Thanks to sweet listener Liam.
Yeah.
Liam!
You did a thing.
Shout out to Liam.
Liam did. God damn it, Liam! Just the sweetest, just buttering me up. He did a really kind thing, and he hit me up and asked if I could give him my address, which
Dick
is
pics?
initially a very like thing to ask. But he's like, I have some movies that I wanted to send you. I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude. So he sends me these movies. He sends me 964 Pinocchio, which had been on my list for a long time to watch.
Wild.
And a film called Singapore Sling. And
Isn't that a drink?
It is.
Yes.
And he
What's in that drink?
sugar. And he referred to it as the brain rot double. In a handwritten note that that's the nicest fucking shit, dude.
He's the best.
It's just
He's
the best.
He's the
That's
best.
so sweet.
We have the best group of people in our
people
Discord
that care about us.
So if you're not there, you should be. You do it.
You could be sending Cody smut in the mail.
Yeah.
Yeah. And dick pics. You could if you did.
Yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily be happy about that, but you could.
You could put asbestos in the DVD box.
That would be assault. The other one would be sexual assault. You put them together.
I
It's a problem.
think it's attempted murder if it's asbestos.
Yeah, that's true. Guys, Liam was not kidding when he referred to it as the brain rot double.
Have you seen these things?
No, but I read the synopsis and was like, I can't imagine doing
So-
both of these.
So
back to back.
964 Pinocchio is if Lucas at the age of 17
Yeah.
broke up with his girlfriend
Yeah.
and then
At 17, I was doing opium in the back of a 1968 Mercedes at my high school parking lot.
great. So replace the opium with some microdose of acid.
Can we add acid?
We can add it. Okay.
I had done benzos that morning too.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think we just let's go back to my fantasy, not reality.
Well,
my
I'm
fantasy.
just saying you're fine. You
I
picked the
appreciate
right
that.
age, Lucas.
I know. I know. But there's a reason. You watch the movie, you'll understand.
Okay.
You were 17.
Yeah.
You know what that was
I
like.
only listened to bluegrass when I was 17. Did I tell you that?
Okay. Well, now back to
Am
my.
I throwing your shit off right now? Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
back to my fantasy.
Who were you?
I know. Yeah.
I wore flannels and cargo shorts everywhere.
This is amazing.
Loved fish.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember your fish love.
I don't remember you had a. I didn't know you had a fish
face
love.
for
Oh,
sure.
oh,
Wow. Okay.
Fish face.
So now you're really
Yeah.
destroying my fantasy. So let's erase that. Lucas at 17 breaks up with his girlfriend, microdoses acid every day for a month in preparation for his film project, makes a full-length feature film. That is this film. It is your id. This and Tetsuo are your id
Oh, fuck yeah.
in one thing.
I love that.
It is a wild fucking movie.
Okay.
I loved it. It's very, very, very strange.
I kind of want to just like make one of these now.
Slightly too long. You should. You should, absolutely.
I feel like I just need to do something.
Horrifying.
It is horrifying.
I can only
holy
imagine what would come out of your brain.
Just give. What does Lucas do with? Here's $100,000. Make a movie.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. Here's a crew and $100,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
I'll make you guys make it.
That's right. I forgot. That's the structure of his company.
It's a very interesting movie. I encourage you to watch it sometime. And then Singapore Sling. I asked Liam what order I should watch these in. He said 964 Pinocchio and then watch Singapore Sling. That is the correct order. Because by the time
you did double these
fucking
things?
said
Yes.
it.
Okay.
By the
Sorry, I'm Liam. I'm gonna be you for a second. That's why he fucking said it.
Yeah, it's true.
Jesus Christ.
It's called having an opinion. My lord. Settle down.
Have you talked to that man? You're not allowed to have an opinion. You're not allowed to love Dune around that man.
Little Dune boy.
God damn.
My favorite part is that he loved Dune as well.
Yeah, I know.
We all love
We
Dune.
all love Dune.
But you are the little Dune boy.
Well,
Wear it with pride. It's a badge of honor.
We're replacing. I am replacing anyway. It's gonna be May. You know how everyone does that when
Yes,
it's May
sure.
1st?
Yes.
Now it's May thy knife chip and shatter.
hell yeah.
So you're gonna go from like a really like sweet Justin Timberlake line into like a very aggressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Everyone's gonna have an aggressive May now.
Well-
Not a happy May.
Singapore Sling is an aggressive onslaught of perversion
Hell yeah.
and subversion. It is one of the strangest movies I've ever seen in my life. Austin, never watched this film.
Deal.
You will not like it.
Okay.
You will like it. You will like it slightly more than 964 Pinocchio because it's just because of how insane it is. But it would be like when I feel like we've like the era where you would have been like appreciative of how like zany it is gone.
Yeah, true.
Right. I think it's just
I got less time now.
yeah.
I
a
see
scale-
the end.
And this is a long film.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta be careful with my time.
Put that
Running
on
out.
a scale of Holy Mountain to Tetsuo.
That is the wildest scale.
Oh, this is on a different scale.
No.
Yes, this is on a different scale from those movies.
No.
Yes, it is. It is without question on a different scale.
Yeah. I was talking about how much I wanted to see this, and we were playing video games, and you were on my controller, so Jess could hear you. And I was like, fuck, I want to see that so bad. And you started describing it, and she gave me the most disgusted look I may have ever seen.
I don't even
I
remember.
was like, yeah.
I don't even remember how much I told you.
It wasn't that much. It was just basically how much porn was in it.
It is.
And you don't think I like it?
No.
What's the smut called?
It's Singapore Sling.
We're starting it right now.
Was this the clip you sent us of the black and white lady in the chair
Yes.
Yeah.
talking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's bizarre. You should absolutely watch this.
Okay.
Curtis, you should as well.
I am going to.
The next day, I woke up and I started my morning with "What have you done to Solange?" Guys, this is the same director of "What Have They Done to Your Daughters?"
This guy has a lot of questions.
Yes, a lot of questions.
so funny.
Is this
It's so funny.
Beyonce's dad directing these?
For the listeners who have watched "What Have You Done to Solange," you will understand and share my feelings that that is not a good joke.
Oh.
Yeah, idiot.
I'll take that.
This is perhaps the most fucked up giallo film I've ever seen. Fuck yeah. It does, and it's coming to live with me.
Yeah.
It does some things that are just shocking.
Nice.
Just shocking how like horrifying they make this.
On a scale. Sorry, go ahead.
There's potentially the deeper like analysis of this movie that I think I categorically disdain.
Sure.
I'm erring on the side of that wasn't intentional, but I think it could be there, given the era. It's a little bit problematic.
When was this movie made?
72. So watch the film. Make
2
your
years
own decisions.
before we found out what they did to the daughters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so
he
This
did
is
before that.
You said this is a sequel or the next movie.
No, it has
There's-
nothing to
there's
do with
nothing-
nothing to
Okay,
do with
so it's
those.
just the next movie by the director.
One
But
before
it's
that.
one before.
Oh, one
yeah.
before. Okay.
But it's outstanding. Film.
first you want to know what happened to Solange, then he wants to know what happens to the daughter.
Bingo.
The rest of the Destiny's Child.
Then he asks
Yeah.
where his car is.
And then I did two things.
And then
The
what's eating Gilbert?
and then what's eating Gilbert Grape. And then I watched. God, this is the first time in a long time that I've had to like actually talk about every movie that I watched.
Hell yeah.
Then I did a thing. Thank you, Curtis.
Yeah?
Just thank you
Yeah.
for bringing Blowout into my life.
Yeah!
We also told him to watch it, and Curtis
We
is
did-
getting
we did.
all the love.
I own the Blu-ray!
You didn't. You weren't. First of all, there wasn't force from you. There wasn't as much enthusiasm.
All
from
right,
either
now I
of
know you like it rough. Well, good to know.
The way that Curtis forced this upon me is a different thing. And he was also the one. He is the only person in my life, I will say that you neither of you are you both are exempt from this criticism of all of the people in my life that told me to watch something like, I don't know, the fucking Godfather Part 2 instead of Blowout. This is this is top 10 most magnificent films ever made.
Yeah.
It is. Yes, it is something else.
When the ending of that
Palma know what he's doing.
when that last frame happens, that last moment, those last like 30 seconds.
Sure. Yeah.
I thought I was dying.
Yeah.
I thought my soul was leaving my body. My jaw hit the floor, and I was like, there was a death rattle that started to come out of my fucking throat.
It's insane.
Insane.
It's almost like nothing has like been made that's even close to it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's
so
so
unique.
it's so crazy, and it's on its own mountain of like
It's so unique.
Marvelous.
master.
There's a
master
controlled
class
slide on a horse.
I know, dude.
It's insane.
stuff. Well, oh no, I was thinking that happened in Nope. That didn't happen in Nope.
No, not a slide.
I was thinking of the
This
motorcycle.
dude slides a horse.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, this is one of the most interesting and captivating and brilliantly made movies I've ever seen.
Best split diopters in history.
Now watch Untouchables.
I don't really care for Untouchables.
You watched it already? You've watched Untouchables?
I've seen the film.
That movie rules. Oh my god, dude.
I've seen it. It's been a long time.
I haven't seen it.
I'll watch
Watch
it.
it. You might like.
I'll
you
watch it
will
again.
like Untouchables.
Don't fucking tell me.
All right.
I'll watch it again. I'll watch it again. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
And you
Hell
know
yeah.
what?
Actually, you know what? I haven't seen it since I was a little kid. I don't think so. I'll watch it again.
He was just
Yeah,
a little
dude,
baby.
watch it again.
5 years old.
5.
I promise. In that like era of crime drama epics, you know what I mean? I'm talking about like that stuff. This is definitely the best one. Like,
Okay.
like far and away.
Okay.
Blowout?
No, Untouchables.
Oh, okay.
In that genre of like, I think it's better than Scorsese stuff. I'll say it. I'll say it.
But anyway, as a result of that, Curtis is redeemed forever.
Hell yeah. I get so many freebies.
He gets so many freebies.
Is he redeemed of a specific thing, or this is a future pass?
It's a future pass.
A future pass.
Oh, wow.
And
You can fuck with him for
Yeah.
a year.
Well, can't wait.
Well, and he already exercised this immediately with something, and that is that he watched Challengers. I'm sorry, I'm spoiling that.
Yeah, no,
And-
we're going to talk about a little bit about
God
fucking
damn it, I want to
Challengers.
watch it so bad.
And he told me to, and I told him that I was going to go see it, and we were on the phone, and he was telling me that he saw it in IMAX and like all this the marvel of the whole thing. I was like, really? And I was like, okay, well, I have it for like a regular theater.
yeah,
2 days.
I would
right?
assume that'd be fun.
And he was like, I was like, should I see it in a different environment? He goes, if you can, you absolutely should. There were no convenient times on the days that Maddie and I wanted to go to see this movie to watch it in anything other than like a pretty like tiny screen.
Sure.
So we changed our plans and our lives around. More inconvenient for her to be able to watch this in IMAX last night. Fuck. Watch this on the biggest screen you can.
Challengers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Watch it on the biggest screen you
A
can.
tennis movie.
Yes.
Buddy.
Watch it on the biggest screen that you can.
Well, and here's the thing is like, so like I was interested in this movie already, and then a Letterboxd, you give it 5 stars. You give it 5 stars. Other people I'm following are give it 5 and 4 stars. And I'm like, what is this thing?
What can this be?
What is this thing?
It is. This is another film where it's like this is expert filmmaking.
I told Cody going into it, I was like, look, I'm not going to be surprised if you're like, ultimately, this isn't my thing. Just because the subject matter, I don't know. Like, it is more pure drama. There is no, I'm sorry, spoilers, there are no demons or creatures from hell.
What?
In Challengers. There are none of that. It is only a psychosexual drama with one of the best scores in cinema history.
Score is amazing. But it's the way that they wrote that film, and the way that they were able to tightly weave this narrative, and that across tennis and friendship and relationships and sex and the motivations of human beings in all of those environments.
Did you know?
And it was, it was shocking how I'm surprised that I loved it as much as I did.
Yeah.
It was very good.
One of those boys' wives, one of the two, I forget which one, wrote Past Lives.
Oh,
so
no shit.
These two movies are
No shit. Celine Song's married to, I'm going to assume Josh O'Connor.
maybe.
I
Yeah.
don't know if Mike Weiss is married.
And because I know the other guy was up for that role.
Oh no shit!
In past lives.
Amazing.
So these two movies are like very like.
That's fucking wild.
Like related in a way.
That's so cool.
No. She's married. No, she's married to the writer of the film.
Oh, Justin
Kurtz. Yeah, that guy.
Whatever.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, they're related. Those two movies are related. in
Which
some
fucking
way.
cool.
Yeah, very fucking cool.
Wow, what a talented household.
Yeah, and
dumb.
and that like and
Dumb.
Luca's fucking.
Guys, I don't know, man. I can't pretend. Like I told Cody going into it, I won't be surprised if he doesn't have the same feeling that I did. But I'm telling you, as that movie ended, I don't know if I've been higher in the last like 18 months. Like just like,
yeah. So I didn't have that reaction, and I had a friend today describe it as like, isn't it just like the most fun you've ever had in a movie? And I was like. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
It doesn't seem fun.
It is fun. It is fun.
Is it the trailers like fucking it up?
So the trailer does not sell the thing that you get necessarily. They sell a thing, and it is sort of what you get. But what that movie does is so much more interesting.
They sell a very cheap love triangle thing that does not interest me.
I will tell you, man. Sit down and watch this thing because I felt the exact same way. I couldn't have given less of a fuck about
the only
seeing
thing that
this
brought me
movie.
back in was that I realized that was the Bones and All guy, and I loved that movie.
Yeah, well, and that was the only reason I was interested when I realized it was Luca, and then I was like, oh, and it's Trent Atticus. That makes me even more excited, right? Then Maddie wanted to go see it. She's like, do you care? Yeah, I'll go watch it with you. It's Luca. He doesn't make bad movies, right?
Yeah.
Sit down and watch the fucking thing, and it is just like.
And then the Zendaya of it all also makes it like fashion-y in a way. You know what I mean? Because that girl to me is like, she's great.
No, I mean that's something that the movie that's not incorporated in the film. Like that is purely based on what the audience brings to the marketing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, because that's not a thing in the movie at all.
And as someone who like really has never really cared for Zendaya very much,
Same.
is it Zendaya?
Mm-hmm. Same.
Really?
I've heard Zendaya.
Really?
Yeah.
I've only ever heard Zendaya.
I thought it was Zendaya. Well, we're split. We'll never know.
Anyway, no.
I've never cared for her very much. Really, in anything that I've seen her in.
Same.
Marvelous.
It really is
Marvelous
Yeah.
in this film.
And I think Mike Weiss is like one of my favorite actors working. He's fucking incredible.
Get the fuck out of here,
I
dude.
can't with that guy. He's so good.
And the other dude, what's the,
Josh O'Connor. He's such a good dude.
Fuck, man.
I don't know, man.
and you described it as psychosexual. I don't think there's a better way of describing that film.
Yeah.
It's magnificent.
That's what Surreal called me.
Psychosexual.
Yeah.
That's.
But you were doing karaoke to a Slipknot song.
Naked.
naked.
Fully hard
Yeah.
singing Slipknot.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are the things that I watched.
Well, I will go because I have a shorter list, and then fucking COVID Monkey Man over here is gonna have a mountain of shit.
You did watch Monkey Man.
I finally watched Late Night with the Devil.
Hell yeah.
I was a little underwhelmed.
Yeah?
If I'm gonna be, I think it was overhyped. I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Which film did you say?
Late Night with the Devil.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
hold on. Cut. Can we refer to the experience of watching it in the
Of
theater
course.
now? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And back in.
Yes. The
Okay.
the embargo is lifted. I mentioned it in my Shuddicle, so they've read about my embargo.
Okay. Here's where I think you may have missed out on like an experience part of the thing was that when you're seeing it in a theater, the movie makes you feel like you're part of that studio audience.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that for me, the immersion of it, like added so much to it. So maybe that added to your lack of liking it.
Could be.
You know.
Could be. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I just thought it was not what it was. Not what I was expecting. I was expecting much more.
Interesting. Okay.
I was sort of like, oh yeah, okay, this is good. This is kind of what I would. It was the movie I would expect had not everyone I knew been like, oh.
Well, I mean, it's an overhyped film.
That's my
Without
problem.
question.
It's a good movie. I would have liked it more if my expectations weren't sky high. So I was expecting something unlike anything I'd ever seen before, and that is not what I got.
That too, because I think everyone walking into it didn't have high expectations.
True.
Yeah, like I knew it was good. I heard it was good. I do think it's good, but I was expecting like brand new shit because people were like, "It's my favorite of the year." It's blah blah blah, and I'm like, well, okay.
I actually walked into it with like soaringly high expectations because there'd been like what a year and a half straight of people saying like this is the movie, get ready, and being like, cool, when the fuck is it coming out? You've had it in the can for this long, come on,
Right.
And you're saying it's this good. How has nobody picked it up yet? Then give it to Shudder.
Wild.
Shocking.
And that's what happened.
It's what happened.
Yes, but I did enjoy it. Do not get me wrong. But I was expecting a little bit more. And then,
can I ask a question?
Of course.
You can edit this out. This is just like I'm just curious. Do you think that the AI of it all maybe like sullied your experience?
No, because it I knew exactly what it was, and when it popped up, I was like, yeah, this is dumb. And I rewound and I looked and I paused and I looked at it. And I was like, yeah, this is stupid. And no, because I'd made my peace with that.
Okay.
I knew that they had done that. I think it's dumb as shit. I think that those are interstitials you could have an art department do in less than a day. Like I could pay whatever it would cost to make those things.
Right.
So like there's no fucking excuse for using it.
But the thing is, the guy that they did pay to do it did that. So it's
Then
like that's
should get their money back.
that's where there's like a controversy around it because it's like it didn't take someone's job. The guy whose job it was to make those just used AI.
Fair.
And it was also
You know?
like this was done like I actually didn't know this until just recently. Like I didn't really put two and two together. Like that decision was made like I think 2 years ago or something.
Well, I know it was post the South by Southwest cut, or when they first showed it, it didn't have any of that in there.
Oh, really?
Because I remember some people were really pissed because they're like, I love this fucking movie, and it didn't have this stupid AI, and now it does, and now I'm pissed for the people who...
Oh, interesting. The interview that I read the other day made it seem the otherwise.
I could be wrong.
Huh, that's
But
interesting.
that
Yeah,
was
because
my
I had to
understanding.
when you mentioned that I had no idea that happened.
Right.
So when you mentioned it, I read into it, and I read the art director's like statement about his wanting to use it, and I think he said it was a time thing. He's like these are interstitial cards that I could do on my own. But if this thing is gonna make if this thing's gonna make something that's gonna take me 4 hours in 6 minutes,
He's fired.
Yes, he's fired. No, and I understand it as a tool. I think for me too, for this movie, part of the reason I was so aggressive about it is like this is the first time, and I firmly believe everyone else was watching. I firmly believe Fox, Universal, all the big studios were watching and going, do people care? People don't care? All right. And that's going to influence their decisions.
I have to wonder how
see that.
I also have to wonder how many more of these moments existed, and we just don't know about it.
This is true.
You know what I mean?
It could be a much bigger problem than we know. And again, like AI is a tool I'm not opposed to. I'm not like a fucking Mennonite, but it's when it's marching towards a place where I know, thinking as a studio and from a capitalist viewpoint, I know the end goal is I want to eliminate jobs. I want to increase our profit margin.
Yeah.
That's when I get really fucking batty about.
Well, and especially
we need to be careful with this thing.
I remember standing on the balcony of the AMC 16 in Burbank with you.
Go on.
Talking about this. This is like, we were like 20. Telling you like, oh, dude, we need, in our government, we are going to need something like a minister of technology.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like somebody that like kind of regulates this stuff and goes, like, there are certain, this thing is going to get out of hand very quickly. And we're kind of at that point where no one knows what to do with it. Yeah,
and that's why I'm so aggressive. It's like, yes, it's a small budget thing. It's a small budget horror movie, and but it's like I have to like draw lines. So I have to no, I can't go see this movie right now because I care.
Well, to the point that you made, what we were talking about the other day, it's like this is something like the film industry is implicated so much more than other industries in like what AI can replace.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of things that there's a shit ton of industries that it can.
It's because DALL-E was probably the first major thing that came out, and because it was images, and because it was art, entertainment, and art, and like all that entire industry was like kind of put at the forefront of like jobs that were in danger. And
well, I don't even think it's just that though. Like I think it's like just down to like the places where there's practical applications of AI.
Yeah.
That would just dismantle jobs. Like for instance, when you start talking about it with music, I think it's a completely different conversation. When you talk about it with movies and films, it's like, oh no, now we're
Right,
gonna get rid of like we can get rid of writers. We can get rid of
It's just about like, oh, this VFX team that was 20 guys is going to be 4 now.
Right.
And they're just going to be typing prompts into the AI machine.
Right. Yeah. So then back to what you said, like despite the fact that it's like the dude, like it was the dude's, he was getting paid, he made the decision.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
but
what you just said, right?
But that's the exact
problem.
that's the exact workflow that leads to, oh, well, we don't need an art department. We need 2 guys.
Yeah, so
and
the
now
guy who
people are
funded
fucked.
Late Night with the Devil was like, hold on.
Yeah, and it's not just. And
I
it's,
paid you to do that and you used AI?
Exactly. Yeah. I'd be pissed. I mean, I was talking to this writer the other day, and he was saying he has a no AI clause in his contract as a writer because publishers are paying you to write.
Yeah.
They don't want, and people are buying your book to read what you wrote. They don't want the
Makes
computerized
sense.
version, right? And it's, I don't know. Again, this is the thing that I could ramble about forever.
But you have read Austin's
But you've read
thoughts
my manifesto.
on it.
And if you haven't, you just got a preview. Sign
You
up.
just got a little preview.
Pay us $8, you cheap bastards.
Is that in the $8?
Yes.
Oh wow, I'm a well-paid writer. Yeah, I think I said it all well in that. I don't know if I did, but I'm all for, just to summarize, I'm all for progress and tools so people can make their things, but not at the cost of people's livelihoods. So fat rich guys can get fatter and richer. Then I watched a truly horrifying movie that is very appropriate for this theme that we're currently in. I watched Gravity.
Yeah. Is that the first time you saw it?
No, I'd seen it.
Okay.
Kaylin had not seen it.
What'd she think?
Yes. It's a fucking ride, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like that fucking movie.
That's one
God,
that
it's
I've
scary.
That's
You
one
don't
that
like it
I've
at all?
bought,
That fucking
and I've
movie.
never watched it since I bought
Clooney
it.
Bullock?
yeah.
Yeah.
That one? Okay.
Yeah, where
I haven't
she's
seen that
trapped in
forever.
space.
Okay.
I don't like that fucking movie.
Why?
Because is
it
it
so-
Panic
I
Attack?
thought it was boring.
boring.
Boring?
Wow.
Yeah, I am the
That is a
the
take.
rare hot take. I felt like that movie that is a very short film.
Yeah, it's not long.
I felt like I was in that theater for 2 fucking
You know,
hours.
and the other
Wow.
thing for me too, of major
How long is it?
91 minutes.
of the roster of major female actresses that are out there, Sandra Bullock is not one that I believe is an astronaut.
Well, she's not an astronaut. That's the point
Correct.
of the story. She's a.
Is
she's,
it?
No, she's a.
What about? Why is she in space?
She's a doctor, and she's like a civilian who got brought up to be part of some, like her research project got chosen to get studied, so she's there, but she's there as a civilian.
Okay, good. Because I mean, it's been that long. I was like,
Cool, because that's why it's so scary, right? It's because she's
I know I'm
stupid.
dumb.
I'm so fucking stupid.
because she's on her own and
Okay.
she has to get back, and she's
good.
not an astronaut.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so it's-
I'm glad the casting director got that right then.
But yeah, just the idea of like being untethered to anything and floating off into space is just the most horrifically terrifying.
I
One
want
of
you
the
to. Sorry, can I just say this one thing really fast? We can move right on.
Sure.
I want you to be the consultant on anything. Thanks. Just to see how that
I
goes.
do too. I would just consultant on all things.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
the
like,
consultant.
I would love that job.
Like I want to know like how zany the world gets if
Yeah.
Lucas is
Lucas, what
like
do
the
you think?
consultant for everything. Yeah, Lucas, what do you think?
We're all gonna have a good time.
I feel like we
Everyone's
watched
gonna
a
have a good-
movie.
We'll have a good time.
I feel like tonight's film is a little bit of preview of what the world might look like if Lucas was consultant on all things.
This is very true.
As you sit there with your mouth. Sorry, I had to interrupt. It was in
No,
context.
no.
Ex-pro football players everywhere.
Gravity's one of the few films won Best Director and not Best Picture.
Oh yeah,
Alfonso won for
Alfonso
that.
Cuarón.
Yeah.
I mean, many times, like, how the fuck did they film this?
Is wild.
Many scenes.
It
Like,
is
I have
wild.
no idea how they filmed this thing.
Yeah.
It is wild to watch. It is incredibly well made. Incredibly well made. Then I finished Shogun and I logged it because it's basically an 8-hour movie.
I was
10-hour
trying to
movie.
finish that for today because I wanted to talk to you about it. I didn't quite finish it. I'm on episode 9.
Okay.
What'd you think?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really, truly great. Yeah. It's like,
He hated it.
it's like, you hated it?
No, you hated it. you're Brockmeyering Shogun right now.
I said I liked it.
Why'd you point to me when you said that? You
Because you
fuck.
did the same thing. When I asked you, do you like Brockmeyer? It is a funny show.
It's funny. What's the problem?
Hey, Austin, do you like Shogun? It is a great show.
the fuck am I supposed to say? It's great. I think it's crazy how much they're willing to seppuku themselves. It's constant. It is constant. Like, sorry, did I make you? You looked at me weird. Oh, cut my belly open right now!
And my child.
Jesus Christ, guys!
I need to know more about feudal Japan because that also threw me off. I'm like, there's no way.
You could read the book Shogun.
Nah.
The 1500
No, wait, hold
page.
on. That's like, is that not historical fiction? I just want to I want real.
No. This is supposed people consider this to be like a like one of the best books ever written, but also like as far as like history of Japan goes, like a credible source.
It's based on a very true series.
It's based
events.
on like Blackthorn is like I think isn't it like Last Samurai is the same story? Like there's a few things that kind of come from this story.
Yeah,
of,
I think
of like
Last
Blackthorn's
Samurai-
character.
Well, Last Samurai is a separate historical event, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like the same thing. No, it's a phenomenal show. It's incredibly well made, well done, just amazingly well acted. It's like feudal Japan, Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking miniseries, and I love a goddamn miniseries.
great.
I want the miniseries to reign supreme in the coming years. Are you kidding? A show that has a definitive start and end point? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Game
shit.
of Thrones was supposed to have a definitive start and end point.
The ending was really good too. So
Of what?
Game of Thrones
he likes how
season
Game
8
of Thrones ended.
rules.
I haven't watched it.
Great show across the board.
That's the hottest takes. That's so rare. So rare.
The ending of Game of Thrones was fine. Y'all are fucking crazy.
Move on.
It's
on,
fine.
move on.
No, we're not moving on. We're here now.
No, we'll move on. It's my time, and we're going to move on. Game of Thrones is not a good show. Then I fulfilled a lifelong dream of mine that I've had since I was maybe a 11 or 12-year-old boy wandering the halls of Blockbuster, and there was one DVD case that I would always see, and it stuck in my mind for a very obvious and specific reason, and I've always wanted to watch this movie, and I finally did watch Paul Verhoeven's Showgirls. Lucas, have you seen Showgirls?
Not.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what happened. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's
This
perfect.
fucking movie.
That's so funny you did that because the movie I forgot that I watched was This Is the End and Danny McBride.
Oh, he does that. Yeah.
He did that.
Oh, funny.
Anyway, God, well now I need to fucking see this.
Dude,
well, it's
anything
in
that
this
puts you on your
household
ass like
because-
this.
I mean, I didn't.
I'm taking it.
Oh
didn't-
yeah. I was like, Cody's gonna watch it next. And then
Yeah, he was like, that's what we were getting at.
Yeah.
You were saying it's in this household, and I was like, no, you can't give it to him. I want it.
I didn't know anything about it, and while watching, I had to Google like, what is this thing, and then learned it is very much a cult movie. It is a movie with a cult following. It is. Do not go in with because he says he gives it 5 stars and does his thing about it. Don't expect that. It's a fucking.
I'm
thing.
expecting that.
It's
My
a thing.
thing.
It's a thing. It is very much a specific thing.
I rate my experiences with movies is what I'm coming down
Fair.
on. And that's a 5-star experience.
That's what Cody does. Also, Cody doesn't. But
It's wild. Like, he gave it 5. Jessica gave it none because she couldn't quantify it. I gave it 3 just because I'm like, I got to pick somewhere in the middle because I don't know which way I'm going on this thing. It's wild. It is a wild film.
It truly ruined that woman's life. For a while.
I believe it.
For a while.
Because what
Yes.
she's doing is insane.
insane.
It's a choice, but it is an insane choice. Fuck you! It's insanity. It is absolute insanity.
I can't wait. I might watch this tonight.
That's what I'm saying.
There is, and the most flagrant nudity of any movie I've ever
So
seen.
we're watching Showgirls tonight.
I mean, you see lip in this movie. There's lips.
No!
There's lip.
Hell yeah.
There is, I don't want to spoil anything, but holy shit, the pool scene.
Holy shit.
Curtis.
I know, man. I don't
That's
know.
when I had to text you and be
Yeah.
like, what is this thing?
God, I can't wait.
You
can't
guys
wait.
have to watch it. I mean, that should be a fucking mini episode, just the Showgirls.
Yeah.
Because it is, it's a thing. It is a thing.
Yeah.
I would love to do a Verhoeven special episode.
Oh, well, yeah,
That would be
obviously.
rad.
But no, Showgirls deserves its own hour. Because
To
it's
go from RoboCop to that?
RoboCop, Starship Troopers, Showgirls.
That
is in there.
Verhoeven is the man.
Yeah, he is.
He is the
absolutely
fucking man.
No
and like
question.
why I can't really quantify it is because like he's such a capable filmmaker. His movies are so good. They're wild, and he always lives in extremes. So that makes sense for this movie. So like I cannot say this is a bad movie because I know he knows what he's doing. It's just what he's doing is such a specific flavor that I can't fucking figure out what the hell's going on. It's like this impenetrable fortress.
Can't wait.
It's
Yeah, it's a
and
delight.
what a wacky ass movie.
I'm really glad you had a weird time with it.
Oh, I mean, it's gonna sit with me forever.
Hell yeah.
And so yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Fuck yeah. I'll
right.
run through all this.
COVID Curtis.
COVID Curtis did some stuff. I watched the documentary on Shudder called The Tunnel, The Other Side of Darkness, because I watched The Tunnel last time, the Australian found footage film, which has a big cult following. And this was the movie that started both NFTs and didn't start the
Like,
distribution.
what are the words coming out of your mouth?
It distributed itself solely on Pirate Bay, and it basically sold itself, made its budget by selling frames of itself one at a time, almost like an NFT. So like the fact that this happened in 2011-ish is just pretty mind-blowing. Back
It
before
sold
a lot of this.
frames.
To make its budget, it was they sold frames of the film for I remember how much a pop. So you
Like digital frames.
yes.
So it's like an NFT.
So like an NFT.
It's not the physical film frame.
Yes.
A digital frame.
Uh-huh.
Tristan, what the fuck? Tell us about this movie.
A frame I can
Yeah.
screen cap and
Look,
JPEG.
Yes,
Again, they
like an
didn't-
NFT.
Like the NFT. They didn't get into the technology of how or why or whatever, but like they still
could have been billionaires.
They made their budget of the movie by doing that as they were making the fucking movie.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, and these guys seem like pretty straight headed. They're not like, yeah, we predicted the future and all this. They're like, no, we just tried a stupid thing and it worked.
Fuck yeah.
It's like, they struck oil,
Yeah, really.
And then,
But good
and
on
then that
them.
well,
For, 'cause,
Yeah.
man, these fucking crypto dudes, that's what drives me nuts, is they
Yeah.
act like they know what the fuck they're doing. And,
Yeah.
no, you don't.
No.
Just admit, like, I don't know. I threw $100 in a thing and it happened.
Yeah, that was the nice thing about this doc. It seemed like everyone in it was like, 10, 12 years on, everyone's pretty level-headed and like, yeah, we got lucky. We're glad people love the movie. It seemed like a really cool thing to have worked on at the time. So yeah, watch The Tunnel and that documentary. I finished my time with the original 20th Century Fox Planet of the Apes films. I watched Escape from the Planet of the Apes,
So excited right now.
Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, and Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. Escape from Planet of the Apes fucking rules. It like it totally. It takes what we have been we knew about the Apes movies, sets it in a different time, does cool shit. Conquest of the Planet of the Apes is my favorite of the bunch.
Really?
It takes the ape uprising into basically just near future territory where the apes actually uprise and take the fuck over. It's amazing. I love Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
That's awesome. Keep going.
Yeah, and then I watched Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, the last blockbuster released before 9/11, and
That's the tagline. for
and
the
one
movie.
and one of these
You
things.
just squeaked.
When did it come out?
It came out in like August of 01.
November 10th.
Really?
September 10th.
And one of these things we can make jokes about and have a good time with because we've reclaimed it. The other will never be reclaimed, and that's Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. Buddy, I'm so sorry. This is not a film.
Idiot! Ah, eat it, drink it up!
So disappointing.
Thing is, I get it.
This is a low Kino moment
Thing
for
is,
you.
You didn't actually think that like he was gonna like this movie.
I was open. I was very open. I liked this as a kid.
I mean, this guy likes
Do you
Warcraft.
see what I'm
so
talking about? Though?
Yeah, my review
Okay.
was every art department and actor not named Marky Mark deserve medals.
Yes.
It
Okay, I
looks
didn't
great.
read this. Okay.
It
does-
looks
it does
great.
look fucking
and then
great.
I said, I'm so sorry, Lucas, but absolutely not.
Did you see my comment?
I had to have. This kills the Lucas. Yeah.
You know what else too? I think I watched that for some reason right after Holdovers,
Oh wow, the Giamatti double.
and so I'm like, I think Giamatti's the best to ever do it.
Look, I mean, you're correct. You're still correct, and the ape makeup is phenomenal. I think
Dude,
the
he
movie
looks so good,
largely
too.
looks really good.
That was Rick Baker did that.
Yeah. hmm It's just it's flatly not a well made or constructed film. Otherwise, like it doesn't decide which side of the Apes lore it wants to come down on. The ending makes no sense at all, and I like the swing of the ending. It just makes absolutely no sense.
I think maybe in the context of the Planet of the Apes collection.
It is the worst one.
It's
yes.
okay.
It is.
I get that. I like look in that context. I will
Worse than the new ones?
concede that
Those are amazing.
Great.
Amazing?
They're
I
outstanding.
love those movies.
Right.
You
What's
don't like
wrong
those?
with
I'm just learning this, I guess.
I will.
This is
will
hot
concede.
news. Shut
the
up for a
only, like,
second.
'cause, like, the only like real sci-fi movie franchise that I'm like well versed in is Star Trek.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not well versed in Planet of the Apes.
Sure.
So, I took I took this one, and I just had the most fun with it, just because everyone in that movie is having a great time.
They really
and
are.
I feel like you can feel that.
Tell you who's
They
not
are.
having a good time in that movie.
Who?
Poor Lisa Marie.
Oh no, she
She's
is.
having the worst. She's having a worst nightmare experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not
Presley?
having a good time.
No, Lisa Marie.
Oh.
It was Tim Burton's wife
Yeah.
for years. She was my wife or partner. I don't remember, but she's like in almost all of his movies.
We're going to
She's
talk
in-
about
she's
Lisa
in-
Marie later.
The main
we are.
movie.
Yes, and she's in this. She's in like Sleepy Hollow. She plays Ichabod's mom.
Okay.
In Ed Wood, she plays Vampira.
Okay.
Um,
Is she the one chewing gum in tonight's movie?
yes.
Got it. There. Oh, that was his wife?
Yeah. And
Interesting.
on Planet of the Apes, he meets Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh.
Who is playing Sandra Bullock?
And
you see what I'm saying when she's playing Sandra Bullock?
Only because you said it, and I'm like, that is Sandra Bullock. Kind of doing a Sandra
Oh.
Bullock there.
So they got divorced because of this movie.
and like got divorced or split up, and then like I guess so bad that shortly thereafter, Lisa Marie held an auction of all of the belongings of Tim's that she had in her possession.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
She doesn't get done any good service in this film either. Like at all. She plays Nova, who's a character in the originals, and also doesn't get any good service done to her there. Yeah, really took something that was already thankless and made it somehow even more thankless because she gets cucked by fucking Helena Bonham Carter
Yeah, dude.
as an ape.
Yeah. And like
I also can't. I have to just pause real quick and say, Marky Mark is one of the worst actors to ever live, while having still made a couple of masterpieces. Holy shit!
What are the masterpieces he made?
Boogie Nights,
Okay.
absolute
It
masterclass.
is a masterpiece.
in
Well, he had little
what
to
he
do
did.
with that.
Little,
Yeah.
the lead.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
PTA.
Yeah.
Gets the credit.
Even-
not
yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
Even that. Fuck him. He doesn't get that.
And also, Marky Mark fucking disowns that movie now. He's like, it's trash. I shouldn't have done that smut.
what?
Fuck you.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Fuck Mark Wahlberg in every single fucking way ever.
Is that because
Fuck
he's
that
like
guy.
super born again?
Yeah.
He thinks it's
Yeah.
trash?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he's a
Yeah,
racist piece
no,
of shit.
he's doing all this because people are now realizing, like, oh, remember when he put a Chinese guy in the hospital
Yeah.
because he was Chinese?
Yeah, remember when
and
he's-
he's not canceled and
ran
we're trying
around-
to minorly cancel everyone else for making a joke?
Yeah. So you got to make a movie with a dog to make people think you like things again.
Yeah,
Remember when he ran
exactly.
around
No, he's
Boston?
doing everything to like fix
Yeah.
his image and make himself look like an angel. Like, fuck him.
Yeah,
No, he's a
this guy
piece
sucks.
of shit.
No,
he's
he's
a
a
massive
fucking
piece of
garbage piece.
He used to run
garbage
around
person.
Boston yelling racial epithets and beating people up.
No, yeah, that's who. Like, don't tell me that's not in your blood and DNA still, dude. You're a
Yeah.
fucking Bostonian.
He needs the
idiot.
he needs the Mel Gibson treatment.
he does.
Because like
Yeah.
Mel
He does.
Gibson was a phenomenal actor, but we had to let him go because he sucked. Marky Mark is not a phenomenal actor. We need to let him go.
Exactly.
Get rid of him.
There's no benefit. Get fucked, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, no, very very few things of his I can tolerate anymore. One of the few being the other guys, which
Yeah.
every time I see it, it brings
That
me-
might be his actual best role.
I like that weird. I like that weird Judas Priest movie he made.
Oh, Rockstar.
Oh,
yeah.
Rockstar.
Rockstar's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Rockstar's pretty sick.
Is it?
Rockstar
kind of
good.
Kind of fucks, dude.
It's kind of good, dude.
The scene,
Yeah.
the
Wow.
scene where Jennifer Aniston pierces his nipple. That
Yeah, it's
fucking-
pretty
that
sick.
Yeah, it's
fucking
pretty
rules.
great
That
with the
fucking
ice
rules.
cube. Yeah,
All three of you.
yeah, dude. Oh, I watched this. I watched
Yeah.
this movie on repeat
Yeah,
when I was a kid.
Rockstar's sick. You haven't seen Rockstar?
I'm surprised you haven't seen that.
No, I don't think I did.
As somebody, well, on Tim Burton, as someone who's like a Tim Burton apologist, and like basically, as far as I'm concerned, like he can do no wrong. I love all of his movies. I don't like that movie.
Yeah.
I haven't
It's not
seen
a-
it in so long. I can't have an opinion. but
It will not hold up very well.
well, that's unfortunate to hear.
I don't think so. But I cannot wait for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and I'm going to watch those 3 new ones here real quick.
There's 3 new ones.
Yeah, there's Rise, Dawn, and War 4.
Yeah.
War 4.
War for the, yeah.
Yeah,
Matt Reeves, dude. They're fucking great.
I watched something that I know Austin's going to be on board with. I watched Twilight and the Twilight Saga New Moon. Camp masterpieces. Total perfect melodramas. I love them
So mad.
to death.
Oh, by the way, I
hate these movies in ways I can't put into words.
once you have finished your rewatch of all of them,
Yeah.
I would like to borrow the set. Matt and I are going to watch all of them.
Those 4Ks are gorgeous, man.
I have not seen a few of them.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So this will be...
I can't wait.
I think,
wait.
honestly, I don't know if I've seen past the second one.
Dude, you're going to have a great time.
Don't.
Because the second one,
The second one is so bad.
the second date with Maddie, it was one of our best dates.
I love that for you. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
It's terrible.
This
It
is one
should
of
be
the
deleted from all the hard drives. I hate it so much. All the
Talking about someone that's got
great. It's
problems.
so good.
Yeah, everything. It's like this 10,000-year-old guy gets dumped and he's gonna fucking kill him. She's gonna kill herself. It's like
She has to kill herself to see visions of him.
that's fucking crazy. You're gonna sell that to children.
This is my favorite thing is like
and this 10,000-year-old man isn't gonna move on immediately like the 400 women he's banged in his life.
No, he just wants the one.
That's fucking crazy.
Have you
This
seen
is the best. I want him and I in the same room together to talk about this because there's no world in which I argue with him. It's just, it's like he screams, I'm like, yeah, and it's good.
No! It's madness. It's absurd. None of it makes any sense.
I mean, the second one is joy.
I
no,
love
it is utter wallowing despair.
You know what you need to do?
What?
You need to smoke some fucking weed.
I will fall asleep.
No, not with
right.
my weed. You won't.
My heart will flutter. I'll eat all the food in this
flutter.
house and I'll fall
I'll
asleep.
give you a tiny little bit. You'll be wired. You watch this thing. You'll have a great time. Give you some coffee.
I just
too.
watched a video of Jason Kelsey break down all of Twilight because he stayed home one weekend and watched all of Twilight.
Is that the brother?
The brother of Travis.
Okay.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey's a great man.
He has a name.
Wow.
That's the first time I
You
heard his
would
name.
love Jason Kelsey.
I have just heard of him as Travis
Jason
Kelce's
Kelsey
brother.
is going to be a Hall of Famer one day.
Is this true?
of a sport that really.
Jason?
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
you. Center, he was a center for the Eagles. For
Let's
a long
bet.
time.
Let's bet.
Take
How much?
note now, listeners.
How much
Take
should we
note.
bet?
See.
$50.
$50?
Yeah,
You
How do I cash in?
I don't know.
Gotta
Because he
wait
could
and see.
at any point he could be.
I'll text you when Jason Kelsey.
Well,
enters
no.
the Hall of Fame.
We should define the ballot. Like what ballot he'll be on.
I think.
Like first round, or are we talking?
I think he'll die before he gets in.
No.
Yeah. Okay, that's the bet.
Okay, that's the bet.
He's dead before he's in the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
$50.
You're
Love
going
it.
to kill Jason Kelsey now.
I set a reminder.
We already talked about a couple of these. The Twilight movies are so good. I watched Abigail.
Oh, you did. You finally got there.
Watched Abigail.
Woo!
This is the most Curtis shit.
Dude.
Because I think we texted about it a little bit. I felt its shagginess, but I couldn't have wanted more at all times regardless.
Dude.
I just wanted it. I
Yep.
just wanted to
So
live
good.
there. I just wanted to be with those characters
Yep.
at all times. Just experience this world. It was so much fun.
So fun.
I had a blast.
I think I'm in love with Catherine Newton.
She's so good in
I
this.
think I'm in love
Like
with her.
she's so good in this, and I feel like I don't give her enough credit for what she's done in this. Just
Is she the one with the tattoos in this movie?
yeah, she's the one who
hacker girl with
Yes.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Got it.
She's
Yeah,
she's just made 3 banger
Just
fucking
bangers.
banger of horror
yeah,
movies.
and she comes into this, and I find it very interesting for her because I don't know what she's like as a human being. I feel like she could very well have like wanted and made a case for the Melissa Barrera role. Like she could be a lead in this movie. She's
Oh,
been
for
leads
sure.
before. She's just that's where she is in her career. But the fact that she maybe just wanted to take or was happy to take the weird hacker girl role and killed it. Fucking killed it.
I think that
It's
think
so
that could,
interesting.
Do you think that could have anything to do with like when this was made? Because they were sitting on this for a minute.
Maybe.
Like
Again,
Lisa Frankenstein hadn't was. Well, I don't even know if Lisa Frankenstein had been in production yet.
I don't know. No, they weren't sitting on this that long.
Really?
Yeah, this got made after Scream 6.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
not that long at all. Never mind.
Yeah, no. I don't. Maybe she couldn't have taken on. Anyway, we won't really know because Radio Silence has a relationship with Barrera. Like clearly,
Yeah.
they wanted her. They got her for the,
Right.
and she's really good as well. But yeah, this whole cast just fucking
It's great.
Dan Stevens, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I love seeing Kevin Durant. I haven't seen him in
yeah.
forever. It's like, oh, good for him. I like.
He's playing main bad monkey in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
Cool. I can't wait.
And he's so funny in this movie.
He's so
He's
funny.
great. He's really great.
The energy between him and Catherine Newton is just
And that's honestly that scene. I thought the girl in this, the little girl, was really fantastic as well.
So good.
Yeah.
But the scene where spoilers for Abigail. Catherine Newton turns into a vampire, kills Kevin Durant, and then the needle drop with
Blood and
Danzig,
tears.
and then she does the puppetry stuff, and it's mostly the Newton in that, but just that whole thing was so magical to me.
To
It
quote
was so
Lucas,
fucking
I
good.
roped everywhere when that happened.
Oh,
the moment that Danzig's voice cut through, I was like,
My rope moment was when she grabs the garlic and does that deep sniff of
Yeah.
the garlic. Oh
good.
my god,
it's great.
great.
unbelievable.
Continued spoilers for the film. Did you guys know? So when Matthew Good pops up in this, I almost lose I love Matthew Good. I think
Yeah.
he's so fucking
that was
awesome.
cool.
You guys, Jess told me this after. Dan Stevens, when he left Downton Abbey, was replaced by Matthew Good
Really?
in that show. Essentially, the character whose love interest Dan Stevens was in the show, then new love interest was Matthew Good.
Oh, funny.
So it's just like a weird fucking.
Oh, weird.
I don't know how
I
well
didn't
thought
know that
was.
either of these things were in that program.
Yeah. This is how Dan Stevens got kind of a name.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
This is totally
Yeah.
news to me.
Anyway.
Which I'm sure is shocking to everybody here that I don't know anything about Downton Abbey.
I don't either.
I don't.
You
I'm
wanna-
not a Downton Abbey. I called it Downtown Abbey.
Thank you. You took it out of my mouth for years,
Yeah.
a measurable amount of time. Downtown Abbey, Downtown Abbey, until I heard somebody say Downton Abbey. I think my mother, and I was like,
Excuse me.
Huh?
"Are you saying that? You're saying?" I think I said you're saying that weird.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, you're saying that fucking wrong."
So, Curtis, do you think that this movie could have been better if they did not reveal the vampire aspect of this in the trailer?
I think so.
Yes.
This is better if you.
It is built for that
'Cause
reveal.
It's like an hour in. I mean,
That's
it's,
what
it's
I'm
like
saying.
45 minutes
That's
in.
what. That's. I was like, why it's not perfect is
Yeah.
because I'm sitting with that anxiety of like, why aren't we a vampire yet?
The marketing
Yeah.
fucked it. I think
It
if
really
I think
did.
if I had watched this movie cold, it'd be in my like top 5.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
ever.
saying.
It would have rocked my
'Cause
world.
honestly, you're having to recalibrate as you're watching. You're like, okay, where's the vampire? Okay,
Yeah.
when are we going to get to the vampire?
When are we doing the
And
vampire
you're like,
thing? And some of these little teases and little soft reveals, they
Yeah.
shit the bed because I know we're going to vampire.
On the other hand, though,
Yes.
just devil's advocate, knowing obviously that it was going to be a vampire. I actually think that added to my viewing experience because I was like watching all of these little moments and these little Easter eggs that they're throwing in the background that are just adding to all this really cool fucking lore, right? That I don't think what I'm getting at is that like having not walked into that with that knowledge, that stuff you just take I think very easily take for granted.
Sure.
Might not even catch it as much until a second viewing.
They needed to be more obvious with these eggs because I did not catch any eggs.
I think that's a good first and second viewing experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think for second I would have appreciated the eggs. I just think that the thing was just made for. Although my father figured out it was a vampire movie
That's so funny.
immediately.
Swan Lake. Right.
Swan Lake. He leans over me in the theater and he's like, "This is how Dracula starts with this music," and I'm like, "You know?" And I knew. I'm like, "So you know it's a vampire? Like, how the fuck
Yeah.
did you do that?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like
That's
it's
pretty
things
cool.
like that.
Yeah,
Right? Like
I
that's
know.
so cool. I
It's
love
great.
that.
But so he didn't know it was a vampire movie and immediately figured out it was a vampire.
I think it's
movie.
honestly like from the pretty early on. I personally think it's pretty obvious that it's a vampire.
I don't think I would have figured it out until
Oh.
she turned.
Yeah, I think for people who are broken like us
Yeah,
and your dad,
and my father.
it becomes pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah,
why I like the idea for the next Predator movie. You just market it as like some
Oh,
war movie.
Samurai movie?
No. It's like an American war, like a modern American war movie. It's starring Chris Pratt, John Krasinski. Like you got that draw of like just big
Oh, that's
hunky
good.
dudes as like Marines and stuff. Don't tell the audience that it's a Predator movie,
Dude,
And then
wish.
in the movie,
I wish.
You know
That'd
what I
be
mean?
great.
you just see the
That'd be great.
dots.
yeah,
I would ascend out of
I know. I know.
immediately. If you got tricked into a Predator movie,
I know.
Oh my God!
Honestly-
studios won't do it.
Honestly, something like Abigail would be great to do that with. Like, give away your reveal that it's a vampire movie.
And
so
then
you're
there's
like,
also
it's
a
a vampire
predator."
movie, but then secret predator drops in the middle of a vampire movie.
We just should make a lot of surprise predator movies. like all scripts that are going to get greenlit should get filtered through us, and we'll decide which are predator.
I love
Secret predator.
This is my favorite. You print out the script and you hold up the first 45 pages. You chop the rest of the second 45, and you go, after this, predator movie.
Now it's Predator. This is a Pride and Prejudice remake. Predator! Pride and Prejudice and Predator! Triple P, baby!
Prejudice and Predator.
That's actually better than zombies.
Yeah, I know it.
But you cut it off in the middle of the scene. Don't care. That's where the
care.
predator.
There's a predator now.
He just got blown up by a predator.
Your problems don't matter anymore. There's a Predator.
But it's a love scene. Yep.
Yeah.
It was. Now it's Predator.
The movie's better now. You're welcome.
Fuck, I love Surprise Predator so much.
Oh, that's all I watched, guys.
That's it? That's all you have?
It. That's all I got.
Man, that was out there.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie. When you started talking about the predator thing, I
Yeah.
kind of keyed in and I was like, "He's doing it.
Really?
He's doing
Wow.
it." And then I realized that he wasn't doing it, but that it was. I was waiting for the wraparound.
Hold on. He's having trouble. Hold on.
He's having an.
We watched Mars Attack.
Mars Attack.
Mars Attacks.
I'll go second.
First.
Okay.
Fourth.
Okay, that sounds settled. Mars Attacks, 1996 by Tim Burton. Going in 3, 2, 1.
A Filipino family is having dinner, and then a bunch of cows are on fire, and they race down the street. And then the world's being attacked by aliens, and the government knows, and they start telling everybody.
Jack Nicholson, Michael J. Fox, Jack Black. Nicholson plays the president, and the Martians come down to attack, and everyone's trying to be like, "Oh, we're gonna be friends," but the Martians are like, "Gah, gah, gah, gah," and they just destroy everybody.
And they start destroying everybody. They're going all around the world destroying everybody. The government can't figure out what the fuck to do. They keep asking what to do. Jack Nicholson just starts screaming at people. They want to use the nukes on him. Jack Nicholson's like, "I'm not starting a war." This kind of goes in a circle back and forth for In Vegas, crazy shit's happening. On a farm.
So they use the nukes at Snowvale. Everything the humans doing isn't working. They eventually kill the president. The end is nigh. Everyone that we've been following, it looks bad. But Slim Whitman kills them. So they're able to explode all their brains by playing Slim Whitman, and ultimately the humans do win.
Yay!
What happened?
What, you psychopaths? Jack Black.
I was just gonna start naming names, and then I got sidetracked.
I just got very excited to go first because I got to say that there was a Filipino family.
Yeah.
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks,
Mars
boys.
Attacks.
I think you always got to yell it because it has the exclamation point in the title.
It does.
This is week 3 of
I Need My Spaceman or Alien I Barely Know-lian.
Cody. You selected this film.
I selected this film.
When was the first time you saw it? What was it like watching it now?
The first time I saw this movie, I'm actually not totally sure. I just remember this coming out and me being instantaneously obsessed with trying to see it. Like the
What year you say, 96?
96.
Yeah, I remember being a kid in the video store, or like going to the movies and seeing the poster and being like, I want to see this weird shit. This looks like really weird shit. Obviously, couldn't see it until I don't know. Probably I'm gonna say like between 96 and 99, I probably convinced my dad to rent it for me. I remember sitting in the living room up here and watching it. At the time I wouldn't have known what the fuck was happening, right? Of just watching a movie with Martians that have weird, wild brains. I was so stoked on it when I was a kid. I loved it. Instantly became a favorite. I don't know how many times I've seen this movie. It's probably been like 3 or 4 years since I watched it last. I think that I don't know. I think it's one of those movies where like I love it, and I think that it holds like a special place in my heart. But I think it's fundamentally damaged in many ways. It's one of those movies that's just so fucking cool and weird, and like what it's saying about about the people that are the heroes, right? What it's saying about the people that are the heroes, and then the people that are in charge, I think is really cool. I think it's a really like an important message, especially
That was my takeaway of this movie.
well, and especially in '96, right? Like that, like I think that is like a really big focal thing to like really be thinking
It's
about.
very
with
huge
this.
considering the other film in this genre that came out that year.
Independence
Day came out in the summer of '96 and
Yep.
was a giant success.
Well, and
this came out at Christmas and was not.
so what interestingly, apparently when they were making this movie and they were writing it, in the first pass of the script, it was much darker. And
Which is funny.
like significantly darker and like
Really?
grimmer in general. And then they found out that Independence Day was coming out, and that and they knew what that was focusing on. So like, oh, okay, well, let's just make this kind of zany and funny then. So then that's when they started changing shit
Got it.
and making it the product that we.
When
have
did
today.
Tim Burton come on board? Do you know?
I don't. Early on, because so this is interesting. I think him, like the writers of the film, or one of the writers of the film, I think the person that did the first pass of the script, he was in a card store or something, and he
A
saw
Topps card store?
It wasn't Topps, but it was just like a collector's store, and they had a set of the Mars Attacks cards. So do you guys know the history of the Mars Attacks cards?
I do not.
I just
Nope.
I just know that it was a cards. A cards.
1962, Topps releases this series of these Mars Attacks cards that were these very fucking graphic. Like there's a big one that is actually used as inspiration in the movie is there's a dog that is being lit on fire by one of the Martians.
Fantastic.
Right? Just it's insane shit like that.
So
right?
it's just the cards are scenes of an alien invasion.
Yes.
Are the designs of these aliens in the cards?
Yes.
These are the okay.
Yes.
Oh, it's the same design?
Same design.
Oh, cool.
So
I love that.
these exist for exactly 6 months
Uh-huh.
before they are removed from production because no one was happy about them.
Where because of the scenery that was
yes.
being put in the
Yeah,
or
and
the
it's fucking
imagery,
62.
I should
And it's
say.
62, dude. Like,
Yeah.
no, everybody's afraid of like.
I didn't realize Topps did stuff other than sports.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and in fact, like when this person, well, I'll get to this in a second, but at the time in '62, right? Like you have communism, you have the Red Scare, so like just the concept of like pushing this narrative of these Martians from the Red Planet coming to Earth and lighting.
Is that what that was?
Lighting the dog on fire, right? Like that's not making people in the '60s, especially parents, feel good about like what they're selling to their kids, right? So Topps is like, oh,
Yeah.
we got to pull this out. So 6 months. From what I understand, from a Sci-Fi Channel documentary about the film that came out shortly, or about Mars Attacks that came out shortly after the film's release, that is for some reason not on any of the discs.
Oh, interesting.
Very odd.
I own this on DVD and Blu-ray. There are no special features in either case, which I think was weird. So I guess in like '96, that box of Topps cards was worth $2,000 if you had a complete set. Can you imagine what that looks like today?
It's quite a bit
That's
more than that.
a lot more. So they go into this store. They see two sets. They see Dinosaur Attacks and Mars Attacks. They're looking at both, and they're like thinking about like, oh, movies would be cool, right? But they'd heard that Spielberg was going to make a sequel to Jurassic Park that was going to be dinosaurs attacking Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that. Oh, let's get Mars Attacks. They give it to Tim, and Tim's like, this is the coolest shit ever because he's weird and zany. So he's immediately involved from what I understand. Okay.
Got it.
Homie starts writing the script. It's very dark. He was fired.
Jonathan Gems.
I think that might be the original
that's-
writer. I can't.
Yeah.
Because a couple people ended up coming in on this from what I understand. But the original writer was, if I understand correctly, fired after the 10th draft or something because he kept turning it in and they were like, you have cows on fire in the beginning. You got to cut that. Yeah, okay. Right. Next draft. The cows are still on fire. I told you can't do that. You got to get rid of it. Yeah. Okay. Next time.
Good for him.
Keeps doing it like over and over and over again. They're like, this is too expensive. Like, he's like, no, you don't use real cows. You use fake. you computers and shit, right?
I think ILM did.
Pete will come after us, right?
That's right.
And then he's like, turns it in again. The cows are still fucking in there, man. You're fired if you bring this back again like this. Okay. And he brings it back again, and they fired him. Apparently.
And the cows
And the
on
cows are in
fire
the movie.
still
And the
in
cows are
movie.
still in the movie. Now, this was a
When did the Filipinos get added?
this was a
That
quote,
was actually what they wanted to
The
cut.
new
Right.
writers were
Yeah.
Filipino.
Yeah.
this was a quote that I read today. I don't know. Like, I want to note that like I didn't check the source on that. I read that and thought it was funny and interesting. That might not be true.
I'll accept it as
I'll
true.
accept it as truth.
Let them come after
I also
us.
want to claim
30-year-old
that
movie.
Filipinos were Tim Burton's first Asians.
What
Okay.
Yeah.
What are his second Asians?
and why?
Does he have other
Because
Asians?
he doesn't have Asians in his movies.
And so
There's no
and
Asians in any movie
All of his
until
other
this?
films prior to this, there are no Asians.
Nope.
That's a wild statement. It cannot be true.
Very wild statement.
In a crowd
considering
scene in Batman, there's not
there
one
are-
Asian guy?
There are Batman Returns or a couple.
Or Ed Wood, or
Yeah, it would.
Did you?
Did you look this up?
Where's this coming from?
State your
Fact
sources.
check this.
You just you
No,
just
he's just saying this.
I might be just saying this. I just feel it in my guts that he's never had an Asian person in a movie prior to this.
Yep.
This
He
is
feels
why I
it in
want
his
you to be the
guts.
consultant for everything.
Yeah.
It's true.
There's a
Yeah, you
feeling
can-
in my
you can
bones.
rewrite our facts.
You know what? He's right.
Wow,
I
he's
don't-
right.
I don't-
No, there's no way he's right.
Okay.
No, not right.
But so I think that's how it got. That's how Tim came in, from what I understand, is they basically got these Topps cards as a gift,
Interesting.
and he was like,
he was
"Fuck
like,
yeah, right."
That's fantastic.
And
Yeah.
from what and like in the weird like, have you guys ever seen like Tim Burton interviewed?
Mm-hmm.
He is wild.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
He's a weird guy. I love him. He kind of reminds me of me when I'm like really high.
Guess where he's born and raised?
Where?
Burbank, baby.
Oh no shit.
Yep.
Oh cool.
He's from Burbank.
Well, apparently, what they were like in the interview was like, were there any like cards that like were specific influences? And he was like, 52 card pickup. So like, from what I understand, like they basically took the cards
Yeah.
and just threw them in the air and just started picking them up. Cool.
That's what this
No.
movie feels like.
That's
cool.
great.
No.
Yep.
There are a lot of. There's a lot of like the alien mayhem scenes,
Yeah.
which I fucking love. It's just like this would be a fun gag,
It's gags.
and I'm like, yes,
yeah.
I love
It's
that.
gags the movie.
That's what I want.
It
out
is
of this
gags the movie. That's a great way
out
to
of a
put it.
movie like this. That's all I need.
That's what I felt like this movie was kind of more of like a homage to the old alien invasion movies.
100%.
Oh, that's yep.
And like it just feels like one of those like kind of like things are just kind of happening without
Yeah.
a plot being done.
Yeah.
Or a story being done.
Well,
you know?
and to your point, like in this one of these interviews that I watched with Tim today, he starts talking about like they're like, oh, what was your influences? And he rattled off 10 B sci-fi movies from the 50s that I've never heard of, right? And as those being like the influence for all of the different elements of the movie besides that were in the Topps cards. Granted, the Topps cards like did depict, elements of that era
Sure,
of like
sure.
weird B sci-fi. But yeah, no, entirely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, it's 100%, and I love like especially in like Pierce Brosnan's character. 'Cause there's always that guy in those movies.
Yeah,
the
and-
expert
and
Yeah,
the guy,
fantastic.
the expert who also has the science guy who has the technology to make the
most-
translations or something
the
work.
most impossible technology that could
And no, it
exist.
just doesn't work at all.
No.
It's so absurd.
Which I love because it's an absurd ask.
And it's just got like a satellite going around on it.
Yeah.
That's the best shit.
well, and which I also appreciated because like in those old movies, they did have the thing that could translate. It's
Yeah.
like, how the fuck could you
I
possibly
do,
translate?
but I do love making that character Pierce Brosnan because it's normally supposed to be a nerd, but then he
Oh,
makes it
yeah.
a sex icon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
Hot man.
just on the heels of fucking GoldenEye.
On the heels
Right.
of it. That's
Yeah.
what threw me off. So I am pretty sure Curtis saw this movie in the theaters when it came out. I'm pretty
Yeah, 'cause
sure.
you were like 30, right?
I was like 30. Yeah, I tried to see if my AA meeting was that night. But I know what's weird about that is I was not allowed to see Independence Day earlier that year. My mom wouldn't let me go and see that. But I'm pretty sure she took me to see this.
Fantastic.
Which is hilarious to me.
Yeah.
Because I know she knew what Tim Burton was and who he was. And like, this just obviously makes more sense. But this movie is fucked up in its own way.
Sure.
far and away more fucked up than Independence.
That's what
Day.
I was telling with
I
Jess
would totally
last
agree.
night. I was like, yeah, this is just weirdly fucked up. She's like, no, it's not scary at all.
No.
I'm like, yeah, but it's like fucking fucked up.
It's
Like,
fucked up.
Because I had just
Yes.
seen James Bond be this like cavorting asshole. More importantly, I just saw Marty McFly be the biggest piece of shit on screen that I've ever seen. I'm like, you can't do this.
Yeah.
He just died. you
horribly.
can't kill him like this.
I agree.
Totally threw me the fuck off. This movie scarred me in a weird way as a kid that I haven't seen this in probably 20.
I did that.
That's my monkey feet, maybe.
I think.
I think it's my monkey feet.
Can you
Yeah,
fix?
it's right there. I'll fix. Please continue.
I haven't seen this in probably 20 years.
Oh,
Every
wow.
moment of it is burned in my brain.
Same.
Every single moment.
Oh wow!
And-
Yeah, I had Maddie bought this for me for Christmas one year.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Just because that's just
Yeah.
I kept wanting to watch it. He couldn't find it. Like it wasn't streaming.
Yeah,
anywhere.
it's not readily greatly available.
No, and I think
mean,
it's
it's on
because
Tubi
it's
now, but,
not really widely loved.
Well,
Yeah.
to go back to what you were saying, because I have a similar feeling. So I saw this young, not in theaters young, but I saw it with my dad when, I don't know, 10, maybe 10 years old, something like that. It weirdly scared me because I was still at the age where I was trying to take it really seriously because I was like just discovering horror movies and was like, it all needs to be scary and great. So I wasn't really able to appreciate the comedy, but there's fucked up shit in this movie.
Because it doesn't adhere to, like, if you had watched, I definitely watched the Day the Earth Stood Still with my dad. It's like, that's a fucked up movie in its own right. But it's like a 50s B movie where you, like, have a hero and you have a traditional structure.
Yeah.
And you watch this movie and there's, half your characters die. These
And there's
recognizable
no
faces.
resolution.
And there's no plot.
And like dying horrible. Like Sarah Jessica Parker getting sewn to her dog is fucking terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Like that's horrific when you're a child to see that imagery and think or like Pierce Brosnan, like his head and all his body parts are all like hooked up to shit. Like that's oddly horrific. Some of the shit in this movie.
Or on top of that, like something that like I don't think I would have been able to put words to it at 10, but like I would have at least been like it would have been something that was kind of like worming its way into my brain, and that's that like they're dealing with an enemy that will not negotiate with them.
Yes,
they're trying, right? They're trying to.
so hard
And
twice.
So hard, like that, like welcome.
Yeah.
Like that warm welcome they give him like in the desert, right?
Yeah.
And then they just all die.
Or the when they go to Congress.
I love that they just hate birds.
It's funny, dude. So I watched that this time around, and I was like, I wondered, like, because just given the way that the movie plays out as it goes on, like, was it the bird, or was it that they were just gonna do this no matter what?
No, I think that the aliens just had a sick sense of humor the entire time.
I do too.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that I love.
It's fantastic that they were just going to do it always, and that they're just fucking little
That
monsters.
they saw what was going on with the translation thing, and
see
they were like,
international
"We
side of the
come in
donut."
peace." Everything was done like if you were to type it out in the lowercase, uppercase. Like,
Yes. Everything they said to people, and that, which is like one of my favorite gags, is when they're running through the streets and zapping everyone, and they're like, "Don't run, we are your friends." We come in peace as they're zapping everyone.
So good.
It's so fucking good.
You take any specific gag out of this movie and watch it on its own, you're like, that's an A+, 100%.
Oh,
amazing time.
killer gag.
This has my favorite thing of, one of my notes was, a skeleton on a wheeled vehicle entering and exiting frame is never not funny.
No.
Like there's a skeleton on a tractor, just on a flaming tractor, just exiting frame. Skeleton in a wheelchair, just entering.
Goddamn right.
It's the funniest shit.
It's always great.
Every time.
It's always
never
fucking
not
great.
funny.
I think that the two of the moments that I clocked that were like the funniest this watch for me that I don't think ever like really clocked the insanity of them.
Yeah.
Are when they get the picture of the Martian from the transmission, right? Just the picture.
Oh, yeah.
They haven't even gotten to Earth yet, right? And Pierce Brosnan is giving a press conference on their anatomy.
It has a cross section of its body.
Right. He's got like a whole thing drawn out, a whole diagram, and he goes, this and this, and they're like,
That's
right?
great.
It's just like honing in on how dumb humans are, right? And then like the fact that like the notion that the aliens know that humans are so dumb and what their drives are, that they're like, yeah, no, if we just dress this one up like a bimbo and have her come to Earth, like, yeah, no, it'll be fine. We'll take at least 3 out.
Yeah, Martin
Right.
Short's letting that thing into the White House.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then, on top of sorry, buddy, go ahead.
That's what that scene is what I was going to talk about, because this movie after GoldenEye ushering in puberty for me.
Oh, Famke Johnson.
Yeah.
Ushering in puberty at
Alan Cumming?
5.
I I think I saw Goldeneye like right before this, like seriously right before this.
At 5, and you had puberty.
In theaters? No. Not
in theaters, no, because I'm pretty sure I saw both of these like on some like TNT syndication.
I mean, either way, you probably
you
saw Goldeneye first before you saw Mars.
And like heard cunnilingus strangle to death, like that woke something up in me.
Sure.
And then to see this movie with Lisa Marie, like I don't know what that did to me.
Oh, it did something to me.
Right,
oh,
as a kid, like for
yeah.
something, it just wakes something up in you. Like I don't know what's going on, but I like this.
I want to keep watching this scene a lot. I don't know why.
Nothing happens.
Rewind it.
Yeah. But it's just great.
And my first experience, that was Titanic in the theater. Being like...
The old lady?
Yeah, the old lady. Yeah, no, I looked... Yeah,
The first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes really did.
no, I remember looking at my mom and being like, something's happening.
Mom!
Oh, I used to
But
know
it's
when
just
I was
Billy Zane.
The last thing that I wanted to note that like just made me laugh my fucking ass off was the concept of Glenn Close and Jack Nicholson, which incidentally, incredible. Like we'll get to the cast in a moment, but like,
Believable.
but just unbelievable that you have those two as the first lady and the president, right? And that they're watching the news,
I loved it. So they're watching like eating TV dinner.
eating Hungry Man.
TV dinner
They're eating
with
a
the
Hungry
dog.
Man
It's
with
so
the dog
good.
and watching the fucking news. Like that's how they're getting informed.
Yeah.
It's great.
And not only that, they're watching like bad news.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which classic. They have Sarah Jessica Parker as the talk show host on this
Passion.
fucking like garbage television program, which is exactly how people consume news today.
House of Cards told me that's how the president gets news too.
Oh, really?
Is by watching the news.
He gets
Is that how
news
that
about
happens?
something that he should already know about from the news.
Yeah.
I'm really upset about that if that's true.
Yeah.
For many reasons.
I did also very much enjoy Pierce Brosnan's like, I love your show.
Oh,
Why is
hold
he
on.
watching
Was
the
he
show?
not doing kind of a David Bowie thing?
Brosnan?
Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
What do you mean a Bowie thing?
Like I was like, what is this vibe that he's doing right now? And for me, it was like David Bowie and Prestige that he was doing.
David
That
Bowie
is
and
wild.
Prestige.
Yeah, as Nikola Tesla.
Bowie playing Tesla? Is it just because they're British?
Did he have a pipe in the Prestige?
I don't know. There was
No, I don't
something
think
about
he
the aura of him.
Okay.
I was like, where have I seen this before?
Yeah.
And for me, it was David Bowie
Bowie.
and the Prestige.
Maybe Bowie's doing a Brosnan and Mars Attacks.
Yeah. Dude, that was his inspiration.
That is wild. That is wild. Do we want to talk about the cast?
The
Yeah.
unbelievable.
The
Tom
best.
goddamn Jones is in this fucking
Tom
movie.
fucking
Like,
Jones.
significantly, because I was watching this with Caitlin and my father, and she obviously loves Tom Jones, and he pops up. I'm like, oh, yeah, he's in this. I'm like, he's kind of in this for a little bit. And then I was like, he's very much in this
Yes,
fucking movie.
very in this. And on that note, right, like Vegas never shuts down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vegas never shuts down.
Yeah, of course. Of course it does.
They build a whole new hotel.
Yeah, in the middle, I'd love that investor meeting. Like, in the background, they're zapping buildings. And they're like, Rance Howard, one of the guys. One of the
Rance
investors was Rance Howard, Ron Howard's dad.
Oh, no shit.
I only know because Dad's like, he's been in this house.
That's-
Because
that's
Dad
a-
did
oh,
his
that's
demo
amazing.
forever ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Ron Howard's dad is one of the
Oh,
investors.
Yeah, the fact that was a new hotel was why I texted you guys this movie was hitting, because I was just in the Fontainebleau, which is a hotel that's in Vegas that has been unopened for 10 years or something like that. They built this thing 10 years ago, has not opened because I guess the guy who built it died and his son was going to take over, but the investors hated his son for like controversial reasons or something like that, so they couldn't open it. What?
Keep going. I was going to make a bad joke that Curtis would have to edit anyway, so keep going.
Okay.
Trying to do better about that and make it so you don't have to edit as much.
And what's
care.
funny is like the galaxy looks like this hotel that I was just in.
Oh, really?
That's
cool.
It was kind of weird. It
Hell
was a
yeah.
very weird
Oh,
experience.
funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tom Jones, fucking Jack Nicholson, who incidentally, every time that he entered the set,
Yeah.
they played Hail to the Chief.
Did they really?
Yes, every time they played Hail to the Chief, and he loved that.
I want to pause for a moment and just highlight the Jack Nicholson.
Oh my God,
The two roles.
The two roles.
Yes.
My first note I wrote down was like, fuck, I miss Jack Nicholson in movies.
He's
so
so
much. Why is this man the best actor that's ever lived?
He's magic. He's got that thing that they used to have where they're just the camera's on him and it's just magic.
Well,
it is pure magic.
I guess the first scene that he filmed was the scene where he's like, shut up, right? And one take. Like he just walked on, sat down, shot the scene, did it, and they were like, well, that's why we pay him $5 million.
You know, he walked off. He's like, "That's how you do it, boys."
Yeah.
Well, I think he got paid I think it was something like $100,000 a day.
I mean, he's doing two roles too.
$5 million of the $70 million budget went to Jack Nicholson. Everybody else got paid the exact same amount of money, apparently.
Yeah, everyone's getting paid scale, but Nicholson.
Except Jack.
What even more wilder to me is that apparently of the $70 million, $40 million was to effects.
I buy that.
I buy that too.
It's so heavy.
I buy that too, but now, right. So now we're at $30 million.
Yeah.
Minus Jack Nicholson, now we're at $25 million. The pie's dwindling here.
Yeah.
And we have Glenn Close,
Yeah,
Annette Bening,
Yeah.
Well,
Martin Short.
I was thinking about this too, though, because I thought that too. I think part of the reason they even had that cast, and especially if they're all working at scale, is this was like peak Tim Burton.
It is. They all.
It is.
This is when you wanted to be in a Tim Burton movie.
I was reading interviews. Everybody was like, "No, we just wanted to be in a Tim Burton movie." And on top of that, right, like Nicholson and Burton have a relationship.
Yeah,
Danny DeVito and Burton have a relationship.
Right.
Obviously, Lisa Marie and him have a relationship. Like
Yes.
it's just he casts all these people that he knows
And
and
it's
loves.
like-
Fortuno, old woman from fucking Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
is the grandma.
Yes.
So here's a cool thing too. As a kid watching this movie, I didn't realize who Jim Brown was.
Oh yeah.
Now watching this movie and realizing that's fucking Jim Brown.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's one of the most prolific football players of all time.
Yeah.
Playing a role about a washed up boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was
And-
divorced from
Yes.
Pam Grier.
Pam Grier.
Yeah.
Pam fucking
famous
Grier.
Pam Grier.
I'm still just. By
From
the way,
from the obscure show Fresh
a show that she was
Prince of Calabasas. What is it?
a show that she was not on.
She's not on that show.
Yes, she is.
No, dude.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
No, she was in like one episode maybe.
She's in Jackie Brown.
Come
Hold,
on, bro.
please.
Jackie Brown, Foxy Brown, Coffee.
I haven't seen Jackie Brown.
Oh wow.
Wow, dude.
I've seen every episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air multiple times.
Maddie, just watch all of Fresh Prince
I
of
am
Bel-Air.
not sure if she is in it. If she is in it, I'm great.
I saw because I was looking at her credits and I thought I saw
Was this after you recognized Ray J as a child, but not Pam Grier?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray J's in this movie.
Because here's the other thing.
The dick that destroyed society.
I have not done my deep dive into blaxploitation films.
Yeah.
Because I thought like the moment I do that, that's all I'm gonna watch for a second. But I just have not done that yet.
Well,
and
knowing that-
and I realize that she is a prominent figure in the blaxploitation film.
Well, honestly,
thing.
buddy, I just assumed that you knew her just because I figured that you'd seen Jackie
I
Brown.
just thought,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh no.
It's not like I'm sitting here watching Coffee every fucking weekend.
no,
yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Jackie Brown's my Pam
Ghost
Grier
of Mars is
association.
probably the first one
Yeah,
I saw her. in.
Jackie
She's
Brown.
billed from 1990 to 1996 in Fresh
She is
Prince.
in exactly one episode.
Oh. Well, then fuck me.
He's still
That's
right. No,
that's how
I
long the
thought-
show
I-
was on.
but he's still right.
oh, yeah.
Lucas is still right.
Yeah, because it was on in '94. Will Smith gets the Independence Day part, and then the show abruptly ends.
Yeah,
Oh, is that what it
basically.
was?
Yes.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, I didn't know Pam Grier was. Sorry.
Hey, I am
I
upset.
recognize, but I did
Jim
recognize.
Brown.
Yeah, just
Fucking rules
So
so,
good.
hard.
So
oh
good.
my god.
And the notion that Jim Brown travels, still makes it to DC from Vegas
Yeah.
in that short amount of time with no explanation.
Yeah.
Who cares, man?
Gold. Who cares? I love that.
Tom Jones is singing a deer. Like, I don't care.
Right.
I don't need anything.
Deer.
This is great.
I had a vision of the end of Spielberg's War of the Worlds when
Yes!
when
Tom Cruise.
when
Oh, the kid. His kid shows up.
yes, when the kid shows up at the end
Yes.
of War of the Worlds, the same as Jim Brown shows up at the end of this.
Yeah,
It just felt
right.
the same
Yeah.
to me for whatever
It
reason.
is
Somehow-
it is
really-
absolutely because it's like the same block. It's like almost the same shot.
Isn't
It's
that
weirdly the
insane?
same
And
thing.
Maddie was watching War of the Worlds movie not that long ago, and I only got about 10 minutes. I was like, "Fuck, this looks kind of dope."
Yeah, that's a
I
that's
love
a
that movie.
contender for what I might pick a little bit later. We'll
I
see.
fucking love that movie.
I haven't seen it in
Seriously,
a long
I love
time,
that
dude.
movie.
It's one of his underrated gems.
When I don't like him.
It's so good. You don't like Spielberg?
No, I love Steven Spielberg.
Tom Cruise?
Yes.
Oh, you're crazy. He's great.
And he was outstanding.
He's magic.
He's
phenomenal.
incredible.
Yeah, War of the Worlds.
I don't
rules.
like him.
That's fair. I'll accept that answer.
It's like the Beatles.
That's an evolved
They're
answer.
incredible. They're incredible. You can't deny that. I don't like them.
Okay. I accept it. That's an evolved
Actually,
answer.
that's not
and
true. I
I'll
like the
accept
Beatles.
Hey!
Lucas Haas is in this movie as
Yes.
basically the hero. And
Yes.
as a kid watching this, I definitely didn't pick up on how fucking dopey he was.
So dopey.
So dopey.
Oh, is that the donut kid?
The donut.
Yes.
What do I know him from? Has he been in anything?
A lot of stuff.
He's
I
been
only can
supporting
think
in
of
a
him-
lot of stuff. He's in Inception.
Yep.
No, he spells his name wrong.
Because I'm watching it and I'm like, I know this guy, but it's only from this movie.
Yeah,
him in
yeah.
this role is so burned in my brain.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
it's such a good role. And Natalie Portman,
Natalie Portman.
baby Natalie Portman.
15
Just
years
a couple
old.
years before Phantom Menace.
Yes, it is.
No,
yeah.
dude, look at all the movies that Lucas Haas is in.
See,
That's a lot.
and I God bless him because he's fantastic. It's just in my head, he's
it.
always going to be that kid. I'm going to go get grandma.
I opened this up the other day, saw that he was in The Revenant, and I was like, really? I've seen that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. I was like,
Yeah.
he is? Where?
Wild.
It's not that much of your favorite movie, then.
I
Well,
accept
that's how
that.
good of an actor he is, Lucas Haas is.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman. Who are we leaving out? I mean, Everybody. Christina Applegate, Jack
Christina
Black.
Applegate.
Christina Applegate and Jack Black is like a couple.
I know. As I said, I was like, that Christina Applegate?
I said
Like,
the
no,
same
that
thing.
can't be her in such a small part.
No,
And it is.
I was like, honey, is that Christina Applegate? Is that Christina Applegate? She goes, I don't know. And I was
Yeah,
like, look,
you
Christina Applegate.
barely see her face in this
Barely.
film.
barely, but I somehow immediately grabbed
Yeah.
it. Fucking young Jack Black. His whole family is great.
God.
They ain't getting the TV. Shit's
What's-
fucking great.
Joe Don Baker is the father. And he's so fucking
The
good.
whole
Yeah,
wrong
dude.
kid died thing that they do is so,
So
good.
good.
So fucking good.
I mean, I feel like we got everybody, like Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Annette Bening, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Martin Short, Sarah Jessica Parker. We didn't really talk about that. Michael J. Fox, Rod Steiger, Tom Jones, Lucas Haas, Natalie Portman, Jim Brown, Lisa Marie, Sylvia Sidney,
okay.
Paul Winfield, Pam Grier, Jack Black. I mean, we haven't named a name yet that isn't,
it's wild.
Right?
This cast
Yeah,
is
we've mostly
wild.
gotten there too.
and then Ray J.
I almost wonder if the cast itself is part of the parody that they're trying,
Yeah.
how that fits into this idea of
Yeah.
what this movie is supposed to be. Because it's it can't be an accident that just every role is a star.
Yeah.
That has to be very intentional. It's wild.
In all the bigger one. I mean, Jack Black's not big.
No, this
but
is
it's like
early. It's
the
probably
fact
a
that they
windfall
killed
thing.
most of them in the first 30.
I love it. I love that so much. The
I
balls,
love it too.
The balls to kill Jack Nicholson twice, to kill
Yeah.
to kill Glenn Close, to kill Michael J. Fox, to kill Sarah Jessica Parker, Pierce Brosnan.
Michael
Then
J.
you
Fox-
kill all these stars.
Michael J.
It's
Fox in this
fantastic.
movie has to be the biggest, maybe Bill in '96. If you're
I
like
mean,
a
he's
movie
pretty big.
dude,
He's pretty
you know?
big at this point in time.
Yeah.
And what? Cody, just give,
Did
just
you
give
guys
a
know
look.
Jack Black's in Demolition Man?
Yes.
I have not seen Demolition Man.
That's I have. You know what's funny? I was going
Ever?
through. I was
Nope.
going through my
Me
notes
either.
of movies Curtis needs to see.
Yeah, Demolition Man topped that
Demolition-
list. I know.
top of
I rented it. It was in the wrong aspect ratio on Apple.
That's
and I
right.
complained, and I stopped watching it and got my money back. And I
love
just
you.
never.
I love you. And I always forget that he has that very small role in Waterworld.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
also not seen The Rock,
I have not seen The Rock.
Con Air.
I've seen Con Air.
Oh, you have seen Con Air.
Wait, you haven't seen The Rock?
No.
True Lies.
Hold
Yes.
on. Wait, hold
Okay.
on. I'm sorry. Shut up just for 1 second. Mr. Michael Bay, and
Yeah.
you've never seen The Rock?
Nope.
You haven't seen the one movie that he made that's really worth watching?
I have.
Wow.
It's called Pain and Gain.
Wow.
Which I
Who's
will
in that
know.
movie?
Who? What?
Pain and
Which?
Gain?
Renegade.
Marky Mark.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I will note I added to my watch list.
Pain and Gain?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
And
I
I
got the
think-
Blu-ray.
Huh?
I got the Blu-ray.
I think I could probably stream it.
Or you can have, really
720.
high quality 1080p.
720.
All these lovely things said about this film, it's hardly a movie.
It is hardly a movie.
Hardly.
It's
Yeah,
just
but I don't
events.
care at all.
No, I don't care.
I am
don't care.
sitting here almost not caring. I care a little bit.
I don't care at all. I don't need it to do anything
it's-
other than
So,
what it does.
in that case, Cody, I need you to apologize about the bad things you've said about Super Mario Brothers.
What? How's that related? What? How's that related to this?
He needs you to do this.
I need you to do this.
I'm not apologizing.
If you're gonna say this movie's great,
I didn't say it was. I said I have a great time with it.
Then you can have a great time with Super
I
Mario
said
Brothers.
I believe I introed this by saying it was fundamentally damaged.
Okay. You said Super Mario Brothers was boring.
It is.
We're not here to talk about Super Mario Brothers.
I know, but
I don't
if
wanna
you're
hear
gonna like
it.
Mars Attacks, you have to like Super Mario
That's
Brothers.
crazy logic, and I reject it.
That's a crazy thing to say.
That's
Why?
insanity. That's wild.
Totally unrelated things.
Both have star-studded casts.
This
What? What?
Hold on.
Studded?
Studded.
Name 8 people in Mario Brothers. 8.
John Leguizamo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What's the fucking? No, I'm bad at this.
I'll
so
give you
bad at
Dennis
names.
Hopper.
Yeah, there
Dennis
it is.
Hopper.
Give me one more.
Yeah.
Who's
The Mario?
Mario?
Mario.
Who's
I
Mario,
know,
bitch? Star-studded cast. My guy, go fuck yourself. Get the fuck out of here with your star-studded
Yeah, and
cast.
it's saying a lot about society with Super Mario Brothers. They're saying a whole lot about society in there.
Yeah,
Yes,
everyone needs a
There's
plumber.
a deeper meaning. Yeah, it's true. Everybody does need a plumber.
That is more important.
I am. Here's what I will say.
Okay.
I am sorry that I have upset you. I will not take back my statements.
That's the best you're going to get.
Tristan agrees with me. That's all I need.
You
Tristan Bones agrees with me.
You should have heard. You know what? I don't think you have to edit this out. When Quentin saw the clip of me saying that and you losing your mind, he's like, he looked at me and goes, "You're a fucking idiot." He's like, "You're damaged. You're dumb." He's like, "It's the dumbest thing you've ever said."
You're my boy, Quentin. You are in the minority.
No.
Bob Hoskins
No,
is
he's
in
not.
No, I'm
Hook?
not in the
He's not.
minority.
Who are
No.
you asking?
No.
Yeah, who? The people? Or you just say the people?
I have gotten
Letterboxd.
so many DMs about Super Mario.
Look at the
Brothers.
letterbox spread.
Yeah. Did you just say I have gotten so many DMs about Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
How many? 2?
There are dozens of us. I love that movie.
On that note, is there anything more to say about Mars Attacks?
I think there are just a couple of little other
Yes,
tidbits
yes.
of
Oh,
things to say.
Do you
Yes.
know who shot this movie?
No.
Peter. No.
I just assume it's Hoyt.
Jackson.
Peter Shushitsky. You know what else Peter Shushitsky shot?
Shushitsky?
Yeah. The Empire Strikes Back.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Shut the fuck up.
And then
yeah.
basically every David Cronenberg movie.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
He shot Crash.
Oh, man. So you immediately, that got an extra star just on that merit alone.
I know.
right?
I want one of those shirts that, the directed by blah, blah, blah. I
Yeah.
want
Shot
director of
by-
photography, Peter Shushitsky, but
Man.
it's the font of Crash.
Tim Burton just had his fucking pick of the litter
did.
at that time.
He
at that
absolutely
time
did.
in the 90s. He was the king of Hollywood.
this movie, I think, markedly is like so different stylistically than what he has done otherwise, though.
It's a black sheep, and I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is also a hallmark of, this is the first Tim Burton movie we discussed at length on this show. I think this is a hallmark of Burton is not a story guy. Straight up.
Correct.
I think even his
He's
best
a visual
films,
guy.
I think his best, you can argue this. I think his best movie is probably Edward Scissorhands. And there's not really a plot there. There's a story there.
I don't know. Big Fish.
Big
I was gonna
Fish
say Big Fish has a big plot.
has
I
a
might-
big plot.
I might
And
argue
you think that's his best movie?
Maybe. Yeah.
I think it's his most. I don't know. I think Beetlejuice is his best movie.
best is a really hard thing to quantify.
Yeah, especially considering that, like with Burton, right? Like,
True.
You have Batman, great story.
Yes, you are dealing with source material
You
and
are.
writers who write.
Beetlejuice.
Did he write that?
I don't remember.
He did not. He doesn't. I mean, he doesn't write
a
most,
lot. Yeah,
almost any of these.
yeah, I might
Um,
argue Beetlejuice is his best movie.
I think Beetlejuice is his best movie.
But again, these are things that are aesthetic and that have his best movies have good stories on attached to them.
Yeah.
But,
But
largely, like
he's
when
a
you
visual guy.
when you take away the quality, either screenwriting or source material, you're kind of like you're left with stuff that isn't always great.
Well, because he draws, right? Like if you look, you
Yeah.
can buy his art
Yes.
books, and like a lot of his stuff that's in his movies, like is in those art books. Like
Yeah.
he just draws stuff. He's a visual guy. He sees stuff. He wants to put it in movies, right? And I think that's a great way to work, and for him, it has worked out.
It's like,
beautifully and
all
wonderfully.
all the emotion that he uses in his movies are just drowned in his characters.
So-
like you can see all the emotion in his characters, and that's what the style is inspired by.
Yes, but to your point, yes,
Yeah.
he is not a I want to tell this story guy. He's I want to see this thing.
Yeah.
How do we get this to this
but
thing?
that's what I was kind of saying was like he makes these characters and he tells the story of why this character looks like this.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good way of putting that.
Yeah.
And I think the four that he's the credit as the original writer of, meaning that he came up with the idea, right, are Nightmare, Corpse Bride, and Frankenweenie.
Okay.
He is the writer of only the shorts that he did. And then the director of obviously all the movies that we were just talking about. I think like probably the most like complete of his films, and I haven't seen it in a long time, is probably Big Fish. Like as far as like you're sitting down to like watch like as a complete thought.
That movie makes me weep.
Yeah,
It's a great movie.
It's an incredible film. I think
As
it's
a boy who loves his dad.
yeah, same. I loved that film.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't think it's his best. I think Beetlejuice is his best. With
Best is
Nightmare
hard to
being
quantify.
the
That's
only
not his movie. I don't even consider that a Tim Burton movie.
Nightmare.
Yeah, I mean
He
it
said-
is, but
Oh.
it's Henry Selick directed it. That's
Yeah.
a Danny
Yeah,
Elfman
absolutely.
Yeah,
Henry
that's
But it's
Selick.
funny,
Absolutely.
Like,
That's
you
Danny
could also,
Elfman's
you could
movie,
also
in my
argue.
That's a really good point,
You could also
yeah.
argue Nightmare is his best movie, but that's also not his movie.
That's my point.
That's what
Is
we were just
I,
talking
I,
about.
I don't think that's his movie. To me, that's Danny Elfman's movie, really, and Henry Selick directed it. It's them. They made it. Yes, it's his idea, a lot of his character design, but the heart and soul of that
No, it's-
movie
yeah.
is the music, in my opinion.
And then, like, I mean, I don't know. It's like as far as his other stuff, like he has the. Oh, I don't know. Dude, it's funny. It's like you look at these, and I'm just looking like Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, Corpse Bride,
Sleepy
Big
Hollow,
Fish,
dude.
Batman,
fucking Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow rips.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
good.
and then like now here's where I start and Frankie Weenie, dude. But like here's where I start.
love it.
Ed Wood. Those I think are like all like the golden Tim Burton movies. Now
I
we
have
start.
not seen Ed Wood.
Oh, it's great. And then we move into where
You
I'm
would
a
love it.
damaged person.
Yes.
I huge fan of that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie that he made. Huge fan.
I liked it when it came out. I just haven't seen it in
We-
the same.
We
I'm
watched it not
too-
that long ago. Huge fan.
I'm too tied to the Gene Wilder of it all.
I'm not gonna lie.
I cannot get away from Gene Wilder.
I thought Maddie was going to throw me out of the house. If on any day of the week, if you ask me which version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory I want to watch, it's that one, the Burton one. I don't know why. There's just something that's so like. There's something about like what he captured with that is just the very Burton style that I like.
The
Really
two, you
draw
like the
to.
two movies that he made with John August, who wrote that and Big Fish, which is pretty interesting.
Yes, very good. I kind of like those Alice in Wonderland movies.
That is maybe the most offensible crime that you've committed today.
I don't understand like why I like them, other than the fact that like I just like being dropped into his like
Okay,
weird
yeah.
imagination.
You guys
Yeah.
seen?
Because it feels very much like it's like, oh, this is the shit that I see in my brain, right? It's just the what he puts on screen. So maybe that's why I'm so in touch with it.
I watched that recovering from a back surgery on painkillers, and I was still like, this isn't good.
I'm not
I was
gonna.
blasted, and I was like, this movie's not good.
I will never argue in favor of it. I think honestly the only movie of his that I've watched that I just straight up did not have a good time watching is Dark Shadows.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I haven't seen that since the theaters.
Oh, yeah, I did not see Dark Shadows.
Have you guys seen Big Eyes?
No, I heard that was dog water.
That one is fucking dog water.
Really? Yeah.
I rented that when it came out. I remember
Dark
nothing.
Shadows is just like
Big Eyes, right.
it's at least like trying to have fun.
Well, yeah, it's
You
just
know?
it's funny because like I think if he actually, I guess I have to give him a little bit of credit because have you guys ever watched the show?
A couple of them.
It's just-
My mom liked that.
Yeah, it's so soapy.
It's very.
right?
It's just so. Yeah.
And
it
he
is what it is.
tries to capture that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
that's
it's
my
fun.
understanding is that like he does a good job of capturing the show, but
I
Yeah.
saw someone
necessarily
point out
work.
too that Mars Attacks is somewhere in the sequence of him not using Johnny Depp.
What was that?
Like someone was like, this is the first movie he's not, or the last movie he did not use Johnny Depp,
It would have definitely been the
or the first movie he didn't use.
the last movie he had not worked with Johnny Depp on.
yes,
Yes.
that
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yes,
Yeah,
because Sleepy Hollow was 3 years later.
Well, he'd only
Yeah.
done two movies with Johnny
I'm sorry.
Depp at
He.
that point.
I'm sorry. He was obviously Edward Scissorhands.
Or I guess this is one of the only movies that
it would be the
did
last
without.
one. I think it's the last one he did without Johnny Depp at all.
Well, because he did. Let's see here. He does. He has Ed Wood.
At a certain point, that
Oh fuck,
statement
dude,
was definitely true.
Pee Wee. I forgot about Pee Wee.
Oh,
Pee-wee's
that was his
gross.
first movie.
Yeah. He gets.
Wild.
He does Pee Wee.
Wild.
He does Beetlejuice.
R.I.P..
He does Batman.
Yes.
R.I.P.
All right, Pee Wee.
And then we get Edward Scissorhands with Johnny Depp. He does Batman Returns. Then he does Ed Wood with Johnny Depp. Then he does Mars Attacks. Then he does Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. And then we don't get Johnny Depp again until Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And then he does Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Corpse Bride, Sweeney Todd, Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows. Just 5 in a row with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
And
Wild.
then Johnny Depp.
And what about Helena?
Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
She comes into play with Planet of the Apes. Is she in Big Fish? She's in Big Fish, right?
Yes.
Cannot
Yeah.
Yes, she is. She's like the Wish.
Yeah,
Witch.
she's in Big Fish. She's in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She's in Corpse Bride, right? Isn't she in
Yeah.
Corpse Bride?
Yeah.
Yeah, she plays the Corpse Bride, right?
The titular character.
And she's in Sweeney Todd.
The titular character.
Hell yeah.
Never mind.
She's in.
she's
I
the
also
Queen
want to
of
play. She plays
Hearts
the
and-
Red Queen, right? She's in Dark Shadows. Is she in Frankenweenie?
The newer one?
No,
I've
she's
not
not
seen
in
Frankenweenie. Is that good?
Oh, it's so
Fuck yeah, it's great.
Yeah?
It's so
Oh,
great.
it's so good.
That's an every year watch for me. And then I don't think he uses her anymore because they get divorced.
Did they?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Or actually, I guess they were never married. I think they were.
I think
just-
they were
Oh,
never
yeah.
actually
Yeah,
married.
they just lived they lived in like adjoining houses.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
They had separate bedrooms, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were together for like the longest time.
Yeah,
They were.
very long.
Which again, back to the whole Lisa Marie of this all. It's very bizarre to me that like he's with Lisa Marie.
Yeah.
He breaks up. He goes with Helena Bonham Carter, and then they end up in a house that's with adjoining. They end up in adjoining houses. It's bizarre. I think the only other thing that I wanted to talk about with respect to Mars Attacks was how you guys feel about whether or not this holds up graphically.
It's hit or miss.
No, some of it looks good. Some of it looks really fucking dated.
Yeah, some of the stuff on the ship, you can tell looks like on the
Yeah.
ship, you're like, this looks good. Like there's
Yeah.
clearly some miniature work.
Yep.
There's some stuff there. But like just those aliens, they don't always fucking work. They hardly ever really work.
The ships look pretty rough.
With
a
Lisa
lot of
Marie, she's chewing gum. The teeth don't move.
time. Why would teeth move?
Because
like-
she's chewing gum. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I noticed that. It's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
I was very disappointed to hear that this was supposed to be stop motion.
Oh.
Oh my god.
And it cost like they trimmed the
Sure.
budget by like I think like they trimmed it by $30 million doing it with special effects.
30?
Instead. Yeah,
Christ
according to this
almighty.
quote I read, it was
Wow.
They wanted to be stop motion, couldn't do the budget, shaved it by $30 million, and allowed him to film anamorphic.
Yeah, that would have been insane.
So, which I like between the fact that because I guess at that point when they showed it to him, he was like, "Oh, this looks great." He loved it. And the guy that animated it, he tried to do it in such a way that, now that I think about it after hearing this context, like, yeah, it's kind of true. The aliens are supposed to have a stop motion vibe to them, and I guess they
okay.
like when they march, they totally do.
Sure.
It just looks like
Yeah,
VFX from the
The
96.
computer work just isn't quite there
No,
yet.
it's
It's just not there. It's just, and there's like, because like part of why, like, if you go back to like Jurassic Park, but the reason it looks so good is they were so careful about like it's night, it's raining, there's lightning.
Yeah.
Like you can get away with a lot of shit. Dude, they got these fuckers walking in
Desert.
desert daylight. Like straight, and it's just like, I mean, of course it's not going to look great. I try to not let that shit bug me because I'm like,
Yeah.
they had what they had and they're doing their best. But yes, there were many times watching where I'm like, oh, it doesn't look
No,
good.
there's dated VFX, and a lot of this still holds up, even though it looks dated. You still accept it.
Oh, sure.
Versus like David Lynch's Dune, right? That shit looks bad. Like that will never hold up.
I haven't seen it.
The VFX are they don't look good.
Well, I think it's also, I think part of what Mars Attacks has going for it is like, I don't need the scene where it's pushing over the Washington Monument to look great because
Yeah,
the gag
right.
is so funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a lot of like
Yeah.
what it's doing is so comedic. It's
Yeah.
okay if it doesn't look great. It's a joke. I get it.
ILM, I think in the 90s were the dudes. Like that no one did it better than them.
Oh, sure.
At the time. So I think this movie benefited from that.
Unfortunately, the DVD looks better than my
Than your
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray?
Because it hides shit.
The Blu-ray, the
Yeah.
DVD, like kind of hides
Sure.
the that added grain, right, of the
Yeah.
shitty pixels, right,
Yes. Yeah.
over the aliens makes the aliens look a little less dumb.
Because even out of the gate, I did not hate the fire on the cows. Like as much as a weird graphic that's going to be, I was like, this doesn't look that bad.
Tubi.
I did watch it on Tubi.
I
Did you
rented.
guys watch it on Tubi?
I rented.
I
You
did.
rented? You did? Was the sound not bad?
It was awful.
It was awful,
the
right?
mix was terrible.
So, all right, same on the disc.
Is it really?
Like, I had to turn the volume up and down throughout the movie.
Right?
Yes.
Oh,
I
Okay,
did
so-
too. I did too, even renting it on Apple.
know,
they
don't-
haven't remastered this thing since.
Oh,
ever, I
so
don't
maybe
think.
the fucking sound is shit.
No,
in
it
this
just hasn't
movie.
gotten any love because the movie is not like this isn't like a well-loved movie.
I know
Yeah.
it's not really sitting in the. I mean, I think it should, man.
It
I
should.
think-
I know a
movie.
guy. I met a guy who is his name is if you're listening to the show, Kevin Best, and this man has a Mars Attacks tattoo
Oh shit!
on his fucking
I love
calf. I think.
I love
Hell yeah.
He told me because I remember I told him I do this show and he's like, brother, I've got a fucking T2 tattoo right here, and I've got a Mars Attacks tattoo right here. And he he slapped the shit out of himself. He screamed at. He's like, "You better have me on the show one day." one day, Kevin.
If we do
But
T2,
that
I
man
guess.
loves this movie.
Well, and I think
I've met a guy that's like, this is
Hell
his
yeah.
shit.
and I think it deserves that second. It deserves to be dug up and reviewed because it's fun as shit.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
this
let's
deserves it.
let's get into the message of it all. Like, I love that it's like kill these politicians and kill these guys and let the service people inherit the earth. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah. It's pretty funny early on that it was just an American-based movie, and then later on it moves into the other. Because I was like, wow, we're really not doing any. How's the world reacting to this? Just America, which feels very pointed. It probably is, but then
Right.
Toward the later end of the montage attack stuff, we get into the Martians going
Of like
wreaking
the
havoc
Taj Mahal and
everywhere else.
everything. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just come in and just lie to Congress, and just annihilate them.
Pretty great.
It's delightful.
Yes,
Should we rate this bitch?
we shall.
I think it's on a right this
Yeah,
bitch.
Quickly, I'm shocked that we did 2.5 hours.
A lot of it was.
We did a
what we
5-minute pee break.
We did 105 on everything else, I think.
watched.
Yeah, but like, okay, fine. An hour and 15 minutes on Mars Attacks. Pretty damn good.
Pretty good. I'm proud of us.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Fun movie.
I thought 30 minutes for sure. Anyway.
I give this film. I love it. It's great. I had a fun ass time watching it this last time. I've always enjoyed this movie. Yeah, I think it should get reviewed. I think it needs to come back into the sort of the zeitgeist, and I think people should watch it again and give it a fair shake because it's just a wacky, fun, weird, good time. We're lucky to have it because they're not going to make shit like this again.
No.
I give this film one sort of dead dog. And I think what you just said about, like we're lucky to have this really is just abundantly true, right? We will never, I don't think in our lifetime will we get a major film like this ever again.
This many
Probably
stars
not.
in this thing?
No,
Probably
no.
not.
It is a magic trick that existed in '96 and we'll never get it again, and I love it for that reason.
I'll give this film 1 Tom Jones. I would sing the song, but then I'd have to bleep my entire thing. Because it
I
is.
wanna sing it so bad.
I know it is just a magic trick. I didn't love it as much after I had just watched it, even though I laughed my ass off the entire time. But having this conversation and just thinking about it is like, yeah, we just don't have anything like it, and I appreciate it more than I like it, but I also love it.
Okay, it's the most hardest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Hold on. How long was this movie?
106 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna give Mars Attacks a 106-minute Slim Whitman movie or song because this is going to break your brain.
I'm amazed.
Got it.
He's just showing me that he's correct on how many minutes the movie was.
Wow, on the nose. 106 minutes of a Slim Whitman song because it's gonna break your brain.
Well done.
Hell yeah.
Also, I love Slim Whitman.
Yeah, I bet
So
you do.
I was like, yeah, that's cool.
I fucking
It's
bet
fucking
you do.
great.
Cool.
It's so funny.
Showgirls approved!
Yes!
Approved.
And on to Curtis's pick.
The
We're
final.
going into the
final.
final.
Please announce which category it will be first
I will.
for posterity's sake.
Cody, you did something unknowingly when you selected this film. I think you have forced my hand into not selecting a certain thing because I don't want to be too heavy on the alien, I barely know alien section of the film. I think we need a little bit more. I need my space.
Fucking knew you were gonna do
Man.
this. I fucking knew it.
But I also want to have my cake and eat it too. So it's going to be a little bit of both. However, we are going to talk about a film that stars a major figure that we haven't discussed in depth in our main meat of the show. We talked about him in ancillary forms, and we talked about some stuff he's been in. But we're really going to get into some of his origins with a real banger called Pitch Black.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. You just broke it. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
We're talking about Vinny D.
You haven't seen Pitch Black?
You see my photos from Zion?
Your Vin Diesel hat.
Yeah.
I know you have that.
Big fan of this man.
Just clip that.
Yeah,
we gotta stop
big fan
drinking
of this
whiskey on
man.
this show.
Yeah, we're gonna be
fuck yeah.
singing all of his songs.
Pitch Black.
We're watching Pitch Black.
I have not seen this movie. I'm excited to watch it.
That is very exciting.
I was in a place today that was playing Vin Diesel's "Feel Like I Do." was playing publicly.
I'm very excited to get in an
Incredible.
early phase of his career because I think it's very interesting.
And this movie I haven't seen it in a long time, but I loved this for years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
spawned a fucking rad-ass franchise.
Yeah, it
too.
did.
Well, Pitch Black. That's the next movie. Watch it and join us next time.
For extra credit, watch all of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I am too.
That's the Riddick movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna
great.
try to watch all
This
of them.
one is a horror movie.
Great.
The others,
Or not?
no.
Okay.
This one is a horror movie.
Well, watch that. Watch the other Riddicks if you want. But
So
no matter what you
goddamn
do,
happy right now.
no matter what you do, like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. Post about us. Spread the word. And join us on Patreon if you haven't already. And talk to us on Discord. We'd love to have you there. We got some great ass people.
Join us, talk to us.
But see, this is always what's so hard, right? Because I can buy the whole set on
I'm
Blu-ray
so
for
hard right
$20,
now.
or I can buy the Blu-ray of Pitch or the 4K of Pitch
you don't
Black
understand
for
the-
$25.
Yeah, you need to do that.
The struggle I've
Probably.
had with convincing Sorrell that Vin Diesel is the fucking man.
That's
Well-
not a. I mean, there's a reason. That's reasonable that you would have to struggle with that.
Yeah.
That's very reasonable.
Well, this next show should put the nail in that coffin. Until then, we love you.
We fucking love you.
Bye, everyone. Goodbye.
He's got to be a cuck, right?